Yeah.
They obviously can't
snakes,
swallow.
Yeah, I was going to say snakes naturally are going to stay away from anything bigger than them because there's no way it could.
Absolutely.
They don't chew.
Yeah.
So if there's something that is bigger than them, it's automatically off the table for food.
It's off the chart.
It's off the chart.
It's off the chains, man.
Off the
All right,
chains.
Josh, you ready to kick this off?
Oh, I'm so ready.
You ready?
Yeah,
Ready
let's
to approach this countdown right now, my brother?
Let's crown it down
Let's do
right
it. Ready?
now.
3,
2, 1.
What is good, my friends? And welcome back to the official Flash Brothers podcast.
Welcome back. Well, you say welcome back to the official. You're right. It is the official, but this is something special, is it not?
This is
We're dealing with something
very
special.
episode.
Yeah.
Very
Feels like
well
a very
done,
special
Joshy. My friends.
Well, of course.
As we have, been cooking up since I think I first announced it at the beginning of season 3.
Yeah, that's right.
This has been an idea that has been cooking for a minute, and I will give more of a rundown when we get to the main topic today. But this is a special episode. You are absolutely right, Joshy.
Come on now.
As you probably saw when you clicked on the title,
That
it
also
is
true.
Flashbacks 1.
That's right.
And
Episode 1.
and I'll give again like the details in the rundown, but basically this is our first mini-series planted within the official Flash Bros podcast. This is not extra like paid content. This is something that kind of is a mix-up about every 5 episodes.
That's right.
And when we put these out, Joshy, it's basically exactly what we said. It's going to be a throwback episode of the last 4 episodes.
That's right.
If we're doing it every 5, right? So
Right.
each 5 will be like an incremental like catch-up.
Right.
So the last 4 episodes, we're just going to give kind of a brief rundown and a little some fun twists, including brought back fan favorite and favorite of you and I that started with the podcast Retro Recap.
Retro
Recap, which we will get to. We have to do the official call out, right?
That's right.
No news this week. No. Yeah, that's all I'm going to say. Like, it's going to be a different kind of format. Even the Rendezvous is just going to be pretty brief.
That's right.
So, Joshy, I wanted to kick things off. Let's run through the top. All right, let's get this Prelude over with. We have the Flashbacks debut today. It is season 3, episode 45.
I was going to ask, are these still numbered?
They are still numbered.
Okay.
Yeah, so it'll still follow every single release within the mainline Flash Bros.
So is it always going to be
an episode number?
It's always going to be the 5th.
It's always going to be the 5th.
It's
and
gonna
if
be like
something is big enough to talk about on that, we will add that in.
Okay.
Yeah.
Or
we'll push it back.
Yeah. We shouldn't push it back because it's perfect because we started on the 45th.
Yes.
Right? Episode. Right?
Yes.
Next flashback will be the 50th episode.
Yes.
Right?
Yes.
And then the next one will be 55.
That's right.
I feel like that's cold.
It's
you know what I mean?
bro.
Cold as a mug.
And something that I found that I really like in me kind of cooking up ideas with kind of the next premium series with Johnny.
Yes.
Johnny Bravo and Mikey Sandoval of the Sandoval
7.
That's right. Cooking up ideas, and something that I'm going to do with the podcast is there will be varying, they're all different, but there will be consistent release schedules for every series within the umbrella of the Flash Bros.
Nice.
So what I mean by that is the Flash Bros itself is coming out weekly, along with pregame.
That's right.
Pregame will also always be its format is 1 day earlier than the mainline Flash Bros. Right? So that is a weekly product we have. Then the this new series we're on right now, this is embedded within the Flash Bros. It's called Flashbacks. It will make sense when we're in it too, because it's going to be a recap of the main topics from the Flash Bros.
It's going to be a retro recap of sorts.
I'm really stoked to kick it off because it's kind of really enveloped. The idea came about actually like 3 months ago by one of my buddies, and I'll give the history again once we get to the main series. But it was kind of very unclear how it was going to work out, and I just feel like as things do, it has naturally panned out, unfolded, and it will just grow over time. So this is the place we're starting is today. Bless you, my man. DLC is officially dropping tomorrow.
Oh,
the first episode
let's
of DLC.
go.
So that is a new premium series from the podcast.
Yes.
I announced last week, potentially Friday, but wanted to make sure it was cooked up just right for the first episode. I'm working on things for its evolution as well, but its release schedule is going to be once a month.
Are you going to release like the first episode for free? Have you thought about that? Like giving it a little taster? And then just like label it like premium series?
I think that's a great idea.
I honestly think that would be a pretty cool idea. Because then people could see the different color, right?
For sure.
And then they would literally associate and they'd be like, oh, okay, this one's different. Maybe even color it gold or whatever DLC is going to be colored.
Right.
And then they'll see premium series, right?
Yeah.
Or you could call it what's it called? A trial run or no, a test drive or like something like that.
Wow, dude, those are all great names. Trial run, test drive.
What's the term for like when you play a
time trial?
Oh yeah, or a free demo or something like that. I don't know. Some video game.
Demo.
Anyway, I should have said this off cast.
No,
because we're getting into it.
Hey,
and now
this is the more.
This is kind of how we cook.
Side of things. How we cook,
kind of how
we just are always talking and always. It's not like we're like segmenting the podcast.
Yeah.
And separating it from our lives, it's embedded in our lives, right?
Yeah, you could even do, we could run it like a promotion and say, hey, first episode will be free as a tester for 3 months, right? And then in 3 months we private that video or we private it on everything, and it's only exclusively on our gold tier.
Yeah, I also really like that.
I'm sorry I brought this up now. I'm sorry,
dude, these are great ideas. I just have my notepad here and I'm just writing
all down. My gosh, we can call it... Nah, it'd be too lame.
But I feel like something like an X amount of months, that would probably call for bigger audience, I'll be honest. But also... I want to... If people have look back in the backlog, I feel like it'll be better understanding until we're more established, and then obviously we'll have a concurrent community, and that stuff will make more sense. I am thinking about what I was going to do before you said any of this. Was on Patreon, so you'd have to go to the Patreon page, but it would have a what's it called, like a 5-minute preview, and I can also put that 5 minutes wherever I want. Right? And I can actually make it however long I want too, right? So you have a lot of flexibility. But what you've cooked up for me, Joshy, is that I think whatever preview I decide on Patreon, I will mirror on the main Flash Bros page as kind of like an advertising within the free feed. Because you would see it on every platform.
That's right.
So,
This is why we're the Flash Bros. Because we cook together.
Bros,
right?
Bro. I fucking love it, Josh. Thank you so much, man. Embed into the main feed. This is all written down. And you all heard it live, so
that's live, buddy. Welcome in, guys.
The Flash Bros podcast, right?
You guys know how we roll.
We know how we roll.
By the end of that segment, where we just wrote down the ideas and came up with them right now. That's how we roll.
That's how we roll.
We're honest. We're real. We're down to the point. Right?
That's right. Yeah. Straight up genuineness. I love
another one of these.
Yeah, please.
Are there more?
There is another one in there. There is some in the box behind the fridge.
I kind of want some cold,
Yeah, there might be one in there. There might not. You want to fridge some up?
Yeah.
And then help yourself, my guy. For real. They are much better cold. I will say that. Joshy, let's give a rundown here. So my name, in case y'all didn't know, is Sam. I will be taking command of today's voyage with our fleet, to be honest with you, with our community, with our gold tier sponsors, our in the VIP lounge, my friend. We're taking everyone through today, Joshy, through the first episode of Flashbacks. And speaking of Joshy, he is none other than my infamous first mate co-host. Infamous. I mean, I feel like it's right? You like Infamous.
Well, I do. Yeah, I was gonna say, but it's like my takes are more out there, aren't they? Or a little more, what's the word?
You're the diversity that comes to the creativity of the podcast.
Yes. Or even like if if we were the Game Grumps.
Ooh.
I would be Grump, you'd be not so Grump.
Yes.
You know what I mean?
That's exactly it.
Because I'm not a Grump.
No,
but
but
I'm a little more
duality
harsh
is
on.
perfect.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah, exactly. So, no,
There
that's
we go.
perfect. And it's duality for the show and
That's
for our friendship, Josh.
That's
so
right,
welcome
buddy.
aboard,
Hey.
the Star Warrior himself.
What's up, guys?
My man.
I wanted to say, well, first off, I still have my cough. My
Yes.
cough is still here. I think if it's not gone by the end of the week, I'm going to go see a doctor, or at least try.
Didn't you say that last
pursue?
week?
No. I said if it's been 3 weeks.
Oh, you did say that.
Yes,
Yeah.
and it has been 3 weeks, and now I'm going to give it one more week. If it's a month, I'm going to the doctor.
Done.
You know what I mean?
All right.
So if I cough, everyone bless me. Give me a nice blessing. You know what I mean?
Please.
What the heck?
I
You
will.
just coughed.
Yeah.
Bless
that
you,
was
Sam.
crazy.
That's weird. That normally doesn't happen.
No.
Normally it's me, the one who's coughing.
Right. Or
Right.
even speaking into
Yeah.
existence.
I also started, it's actually going to be pretty funny. If you guys are a Gold Tier sponsor or want to be, we have a show called Pregame
right.
that comes right before this. We literally record it
in one sitting.
one sitting. We said it
Yes.
right before. A little more personal. You know, we talk about stuff.
Yeah.
I was feeling very sick. If you go back and listen to that pregame,
At the
I promise you, yeah, you will hear me go from feeling really sick because I just took Dayquil,
Yeah.
right? Yeah, so I'm feeling so much better,
Dude, I'm
which
so
is-
glad, man.
I know,
yeah.
me too.
Yeah, because we were even thinking it wasn't even going to be full production for the kickoff, which is
Yeah.
totally fine, you know?
Yeah.
Like, I've gone through also that, if you want to hear me sick, pretty sure it was that second episode of Season 3, the Metal Gear Solid Part
Yes,
2, right?
yes.
And Joshy joins Johnny and I,
Yeah.
and I was sick as a
Sick as a
dog,
dog, sick
bro.
as a dog.
Blankets over. I'm like going through cold
Yeah.
flashes, hot flashes.
Literally.
It was terrible. So, you know, we get done what needs to get
right,
done.
but I think I'll be okay for the rest of the. I just
yeah.
took some more Dayquil, so I'll be all right for the rest
Yeah,
of the.
you'll be
rest of
chilling,
the
bro.
time.
Well, Joshy, let's...
Oh, it feels so good.
It does feel really good.
Yeah, that feels.
Let's so a part of the format. There is no pop topic today,
Yes.
but we did in pregame at the end.
Yeah,
to
we
wrap
did.
it, we started the first round of Flash Ultimate.
That's right.
So let's reveal the results.
Ooh.
The winner was Josh.
Winner was Joshy. Let's go.
Sir. Yeah, and I'm pretty sure that might be 3 wins in a row for you because I
so?
think you won both last week.
What did I?
My man.
What was it? Politana?
I think it was Politana
Rob.
versus Rob, right?
We played a
Yeah.
couple, so
Right.
we but that's off the books. I'll tell
That
you
is
that
off
much.
the
That's
books.
just for
Only
fun.
the first game counts, right? We can't do the matches back to back. We need that break because
Yes.
it's got to be fresh, and we have to report to the Flash Bros. But we did
Yeah.
run a few sets, and they were really
We
fun.
did. They were very fun.
Yeah.
I think we won evenly, or did we only do 3 sets?
We did 3 sets,
Yeah.
and we went to set 3 because I think you won the first one, I won the second one, and then or the other
Yeah.
way around. I
Yeah,
won
yeah.
the first, you won the second.
Yes.
We're like, all right, we got to do another
We
one.
have to. We literally had to. But yeah, that was very fun. I love Palutena as a character. I might start playing her more and throw her on the worst generation.
It belongs there.
I
I'll
think-
be real.
you think
Because,
so?
Yeah, she has a lot going for
Yeah.
her, right?
Oh, yeah.
Her dash attack and her back air both have like iframes with the shield.
Yeah.
It's almost like a sword, but
Yeah.
better because
It
it's hitting
definitely
you.
is. Yeah.
And it blocks attacks.
Yeah.
It doesn't clank, it blocks.
Yeah.
It just goes through 'em. Even
bad.
projectiles.
Yeah.
The wind. It's all
No, I
good.
think that was me. I knocked it over.
Oh, bet.
That was me. But yes, she's
Yeah,
and
and
also
she's
her
fast.
She's fast. Her smash attacks all hit really hard.
Really hard. With a wind hitbox
Yeah,
for some of them.
wind
mind
hitbox.
you.
She has a good spike too.
She does.
It's
Very
a weird
fast.
one, but it is
Yeah,
very
yeah.
good.
I feel like it's like similar to Samus. It's like a down swoop.
Yeah.
But
Hers is a double
spike
hitter
is-
though. Did you know that? It goes ding dong, and the second one is the spike.
Wait, what?
Yeah, so you can hit them to the side pretty
I
easily.
didn't know that.
But it is good.
Like in the sour spot. Yeah.
yeah.
Do you call it or whatever?
That's for sure. Yeah.
no.
The
It's
opposite
really
of
good.
a-
It's a lot faster than Samus's,
Yes.
but I feel like it has a tighter spike spot.
Yeah,
Right?
yeah, it
But
does.
if you can get it down, dude.
That's demon time, and she has a
Yeah.
good recovery too.
For sure.
I also was gonna say her downbeat is a reflector
the
and
original Joker.
literally
counter.
the OG
Seriously.
Joker
Yes.
counter. That's the first
Didn't
one.
they, isn't that different from Smash 4?
So Smash 4, do you remember how they had
Wasn't it just a counter? And
no,
then
they had multiple moves. You could edit her moves, right?
In the custom.
In the custom. So
Custom Smash or whatever.
she used to
Custom
have
fighters.
Yeah, custom fighters.
Yes.
You could either have her fireball or she would shoot out this shield, right? That would reflect or she had a counter as her down B.
Yes.
So they just because there's no custom fighters.
They kind of fused it.
They fused it.
Right?
Yeah, they literally fused it.
Yeah, it's kind of bonkers.
It's very bonkers. Yeah.
I also feel like because something like Sephiroth has one of the craziest counters because it goes off automatically.
Yeah, his is weird.
And if it hits you, dude, I don't know what, like, it does like a series of slashes, right? Almost like Thousand Divine Cuts, right?
Yeah.
It's a projectile, so it's also, like, it's very balanced, I'll say that.
Absolutely.
Because a part of it is, like, it only is active briefly, and it's inconsistent.
Yeah.
Sometimes you will just go right through his counter. Palutena's is ridiculous.
Yeah.
Both sides,
Both sides. And it reflects. Come on. There were so many times I reflected Rob's little down B.
Yes.
Yeah.
Dude. Yeah, that was actually a terribly close match.
Yeah, it was.
Neck and neck.
It was neck
and
neck.
So, Joshy, let's rendezvous real quick here,
baby.
brother. I thought it would be fun to you were talking on pregame.
Yes.
And we talked about a lot of anime.
Oh yeah. We did.
We talked about solo leveling, we
went into the deeper ideas too of how we appreciate anime.
Yes.
So go check that out too.
If you really want to know how anime affects Josh and I differently too. We talked about Kaiju number 8.
That's right.
And then we were segueing into Xenoblade 3. And I know this is a tried and true topic. Some might even say the thematic topic of the Flash Bros.
Yes.
Which is ironic because we have a Triforce looking logo.
We do. And we end up talking more about Xenoblade most of the time than Zelda.
I'll be honest, man. It's just it's like the new. It's like if Zelda bound us together originally, Xenoblade is like the new age modernized.
Do you think Zelda bound us together?
No, just giving kind of a hypothetical.
Well, here's the thing. I mean? Here's the thing. Triforce, Trinity, Processor. Boom,
baby. Yeah.
Ontos, Lagos, and Numa.
I wanted to touch real quick because what you mentioned in pregame was that you picked back up base Xenoblade.
Yes.
In addition to Xenoblade X.
Yes.
And like what you've been watching, which you've been going crazy in a couple of the new anime, like we talked about.
Yeah.
Because you're on the last episode of Kaiju, right?
No, I'm on episode 8, almost 9.
What?
And there's 12.
There's 12.
Yeah.
You're right. I think there's like 8 or 9. Okay.
No, it's...
Well, so Xenoblade,
yes,
we were talking offcast and a little in pregame, but you're diving in, as I understand it, just kind of getting really back into the meat of the holes in the story, right? So I'll, is that your biggest motivator?
I'd say yes, but also I feel like I'm missing a couple experiences that I think are important.
Okay,
I'm a huge Xenoblade fan. I watch
really.
I don't know if a lot of people know that. I just don't really wear it on my wrists or anything. But, excuse me.
I could see a tattoo.
Yeah, wouldn't you?
What if we got like a matching Monado tattoo like right here?
That'd be so badass. That would be cool as fuck. I do want to get a Xenoblade tattoo.
We have to.
I want to get one. We should get the same one. I will say, the art book that just came out for Xenoblade, the cover is... It's a pretty simplified design of the Trinity processor, and it's got the 3 little like Aegis crystals, and it's got like these cool wirings. Would be a pretty badass tattoo.
I'm gonna look it up.
Yeah, you should. It's pretty simple, but when I'm thinking of like a cool tattoo, like something that's like deep Xenoblade lore, you know what I mean? Like not surface level, like. Obviously, I love the Monado, and that's very iconic.
Is it Xenoblade 3 art book?
Yes.
Specifically? Okay.
Yes, that's the one.
Okay. Yeah, well, Joshy, catch me up.
This is the one, by the way.
Yeah, because I can't find the...
That's it. Look at that, dude. I love the designs.
I'm not kidding, bro.
So sick.
I think we should get that.
I
also really want to get the Monado.
Yeah, Monado.
Like low key.
Get multiple,
have you seen like the Yeah, absolutely, right? Yeah. But we could get them both matching. Like I'm down for anything that connects.
I'm so down.
But like, something really, really simplified, like the maybe like. Have you seen like those simplifications of the Monado where it's almost just like the glow?
Yeah, the glow.
Yeah,
absolutely.
Yeah, like
I love
really,
those
like,
ideas. Something clean like that would be so tough. The reason I say this, I'm all about tattoos that reference something, but also
have deeper
meaning.
Yes.
So the idea of the Trinity, I think, is also just a cool idea. Like these cross-like shapes, and it's like the Father, the Son, and the Holy Spirit.
Literally,
that's such a cool. And then with that, like almost like scientific design in the middle.
No,
I just
I
just think it's so cool.
Geometric, which is already.
It reminds me of
I
this. This I got, which is like it's the same thing where it's like the Father, the Son, and health, and also like Christ,
Yeah.
But at the same time, it's Full Metal Alchemist.
Yeah, the FMA.
That's
tattoo.
right.
Josh's
That's right.
first, right?
That's right, and only at this point. I was supposed to get another.
I thought maybe you had another one, but
I want to get another. I want to get
cooking up where you want to get the
Parvis
Trinity
Magnum.
because I feel like we should get the Bonato
That'd
right
be tough.
here.
I don't have any hand tattoos though.
Get one.
I don't know if I'll get one.
Really?
I don't know. If I do end up, I want to get the Ellie's Last of Us right here.
Oh,
and have it like bleed onto my hand.
Yeah.
Which, I think is also just a sick design.
One time at the bar,
same thing.
I met someone with literally that tattoo.
Really?
Okay, some random girl.
Yeah.
She had like that style of like a fig, right? Or like something. I don't know, some kind of tree branch, right?
Yeah.
That she's got like. If y'all haven't seen it, I mean,
it's like
I don't know how you couldn't.
I think it's ivy.
Is it?
No, it's not ivy.
I don't think it's
I'm
ivy.
gonna look it up.
Yeah, it's like some kind of like really aesthetic, almost looks like a Christmas tree vibe, but it's a branch, right?
Yeah.
And this girl had it the same.
Was it the actual tattoo?
She had an actual tattoo.
No. I mean, like, was it the actual design?
Because she had no idea what The Last of Us was. She had no idea what I was talking about.
That's crazy.
Isn't that crazy?
Yeah, that is crazy. Well, that one
I even looked it up to see if I was crazy, right? And this girl had in the same arm.
It was like the same arm. Did it have the moth?
No, it was just the. Didn't she just have the first tattoo and she added the moth, or was it?
No. Because think about it, the whole tattoo was to cover up her bite mark.
Oh, you're right.
So it's it's just like a bleeding.
So
design.
it was literally like the Ellie tattoo, but take out the foreground and the extra. It was just that. Whatever that leaf is. I keep calling it a leaf, but it's like more like a branch.
It is like a branch.
Bless you, bro.
Oh, thank you, everybody. Yeah, that one is sick. That's pretty sick. Anyway, what the hell was I saying?
You were saying Xenoblade.
That's right.
Yes.
That's right.
I got you.
I can connect this all the way back because I said I don't know if. I was like, I don't know.
Oh, yeah, we got to the art book and Trinity. And we're going way back.
So I watch a lot of Xenoblade content, a lot of YouTubers, and a lot of theory videos and a lot of stuff. And it just feels like I'm missing a lot from 3 that is important to the story and even wraps up certain character arcs or goes deeper into the lore that I didn't really even realize until even Future Redeem came out, and I was like, wow, I don't remember touching on this at all, really. Barely did I really ever see anything about the houses. I knew about House Van Dam, right? The different houses in the city.
Yes.
Right? I knew about Van Dam, obviously, because of Guernica and Monica and Gondor.
Gondor.
Yeah. But at the same time, it's I didn't really hear too much about it, and apparently a lot of that is Hero Quest, and a lot of it, all of it is Hero Quest.
Yeah.
And so I'm just missing a little bit of stuff. I don't think I'm gonna do all the side quests or try to finish. To be
honest, I don't know if you should.
I don't think I should either.
I'll say that actually, it brings up the topic I wanted to talk about in the kitchen. That I said, no, we should talk about this during Rendezvous.
Yeah.
It's the concept of this in an open world game, especially, or a game that kind of gives you the access to side quests or extra content. Could even be a linear experience, but Final Fantasy 15 comes to mind because that's open world at first, and then it narrows down as you go. But side quest is such an interesting concept for video games because you can look at it a multitude of ways. One of those ways is that this is extra content, and if anything, it's non-canon, right? And to be honest, that is most definitely true for most side quests and most RPGs.
In a lot of RPGs, I'm going to say you kind of have to suspend a level of disbelief for a side quest.
Exactly.
Even in my experience with Xenoblade 3, I had to a lot because by the start of it, Mio has like a month left to live.
Yeah.
Right? And then I'm like running around like doing shit.
Like nothing matters.
Like burning her time. Like she does not have much time
you
left.
definitely have to disconnect with the experience
just
you're
a
getting.
little bit of like thought of disconnect.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
No, for sure. It truly, if I'm being honest, that is a huge way games like this are different than if it was like an anime or a foretold story. Does that make sense?
Yes.
Yeah. Like, so, basically for me, and this goes to like, you know, a lot of people, including myself, would not call Breath of the Wild an RPG. At least Breath of the Wild and not Tears of the Kingdom, because I've heard differently about Tears of the Kingdom.
I would say it's not an RPG in the traditional sense, but it is like a role playing game.
But it is, right?
Yeah,
like because not traditional. It's not leveling up, it's not experience, but that doesn't mean you're not getting stronger.
Right.
And that's a part of a role playing experience.
Right.
So Xenoblade 3, and this is from my perspective too, coming off of 1 and 2, and I felt like I went way harder into in the extra content and side quests, for example, than I did in Xenoblade 1.
You went way hard.
Way harder into Xenoblade 2.
I thought you said into.
Oh.
Like Xenoblade 2. I was like,
yes. That's what I'm saying. So
in Xenoblade 2?
Yeah, let me rephrase.
Okay.
Starting with Xenoblade 1,
yes.
Most of my focus is on the main story.
Yeah.
And that doesn't mean I didn't love the world, love the game, or didn't do side quests.
Of course.
But compared then to 2, I went ham. I was like, whoa, salvaging, I had to max that out. I maxed out salvaging like
did you go for
halfway
everything?
In the game
for
everything?
Yeah.
Remember that dude that's in like the merchant place, in the guild,
and Argentum Trade Guild.
Yes, thank you. I can never remember the name of that.
I think you always say that. We've said this multiple times. We say I correct you and say Argentum.
Thank you. And there's a guy in there who like rewards the amount of salvaging you've done.
Yeah.
Okay, the rewards are substantial. So I ground that out so fast, and I enjoyed the fuck out of it, bro.
Yeah.
You could like get really good materials for a bunch of other things. That it barreled into more extra content, right? It was just a lot of fun.
Me some content.
I also love like how they handled. I loved it and I didn't, because I love that 3 didn't do this and it did it very differently. But I loved in 2 how it gave you field skills and field skill levels.
Oh yeah.
Right?
Oh yeah.
Very unique, very different.
Well, I was gonna say,
really like how they did it.
2 has the most different when it comes to characters. Even with 3, with heroes and all those guys.
Yeah, but I'm trying to.
I know what you mean.
The conversation is like kind of lore and and character development out of it. It's kind of like just explorative, more of an objective approach.
Right.
Now the point of the conversation, really, like you're hammering it in, is how rewarding. Like, what's the reward payoff for your time, effort, energy, detracting from what's important, the lore, right? That is a whole conversation, because I spent I think 160 hours, an exorbitant amount of time on Xenoblade 3 before I officially was done. I didn't actually finish everything, you know. But by that I mean I did every core hero quest, but I didn't complete all of the secondary ones. And that's like a part of the experience of 3. What's so phenomenal about it is as amazing as much as you fast track the story to get it done. I felt the same pull. I mean, like, I had to hold back so much. I come in your room, dude, this stuff is going crazy. But I still was so compelled, so rewarded for doing side quests, which I did most up until like late game. I finally stopped doing all of them. But I literally would do. I had a thing, Joshy. By the time I got to Yurth C, I had done every single side quest that I had gotten naturally without looking anything up, because that was giving me this complete experience. You know,
that was the experience.
That was the experience, and so that brings us to the conversation too of like how they've embedded really important lore. The holes I feel like you're missing in some of the story and character was all within what was optional content, which is the hero quest.
I was going to say, I think I have a good metaphor to kind of use. Even, maybe not, it's not a metaphor, but more like something to relate it to. Sometimes side quest feels like filler content in an anime.
Yes.
Okay?
That's exactly right.
Xenoblade 3 is not filler content.
No.
It's important things that happen in the story, but in a side, like in the side of the main story, almost like it's going alongside what's happening in the story. So if I were to even suggest adapting a story like Xenoblade Chronicles 3 to an anime, I would not make any of the hero stories filler. That would not be filler. That would be a part of it, right? A part of the story. And
so having it be a choice is interesting.
It's very interesting. And, you know, I realized this when I was watching a video a couple nights ago, and someone was talking about Shania, the character Shania. And I thought she was so compelling because in the same way...
Shania! Every time.
In the same way that I felt Jin brought up this interesting idea of introducing something very obscure and not understandable to our world, like blades, right? And then bringing the true
like essence,
the horror of it, the sadness that comes with it, because one thing I hate in any kind of fantasy story is you introduce an idea and it's just accepted. That's what it is. Xenoblade fights really that like all the time. I hate it so much because what are we doing here?
Well, no, we've had combos exactly like this because I'm like, what if it's just like this? And you're like, that's not good enough.
That's not good enough. Genuinely, that's the truth. Is that, and that's why Xenoblade 2 I think is my favorite, because I was almost ready to accept that, blades, you know, they blah, blah, blah.
Yeah.
Part of the gameplay, whatever, you know what I mean? You can bond with them, and then if you die, their core crystal goes away. Jin says, fuck that system. It's a flawed system. I hate this, and I will kill my god for it. And I will destroy this world because I am suffering because of the system.
Yes.
That is so compelling. That is so much more compelling than just setting up this idea of some cool idea and then just letting it be. You know what I mean?
For sure.
So Shania brought this really interesting aspect to Xenoblade 3, which was her saying, I wish I was a part of the cycle. I wish I was a part of the the system. Yeah, the Mobius system. Not Mobius exactly, but I wish I could be reborn over and over again, because I as a city folk, as a person, only get one life, and if I mess this up, if I have the pressure of life get to me, I fucked it up forever, and I will never get another chance. She looks at the people in Agnian people and Kavesi people with envy. It's so compelling. I'm literally so interested. And so she turns against everyone with even this thought of like, I don't care if I turn against them, because I will forget in my next life and I'll get to make a different decision and I'll be a different person. It spits in the face of everything the main characters stand for and everything, and it's so compelling. It's so compelling.
It is so compelling. She's the only character truly like that in Xenoblade 1, 2, and 3.
Right.
And 3 has the central theme of, it's a beautiful metaphor of like, it depicts it and paints it in war, but that's reality. So like, if you join the system is broken. It's much harder to escape the system.
Absolutely.
And she is from a bloodline of, she's already been gifted. Everyone else, no one know them, they view that as a gift. She is a true human. She's not a part of the system. She's not bound to it. But why is the system there? Why does that exist in the first place? It's because everyone wants it. The metaphor is, I don't want to take the chance. The risk.
Which is,
I want guaranteed.
So beautiful, even especially after beating it and thinking about what Zed really is. Because he's almost like this broken, like, mixture of this yearn that every person has for change to not come and for things to be eternally the same.
Yes.
Right. And it's just it's so compelling because Shania shows that, right? Mobius is made up of it's not just Kavesi and all these people. It's every person that existed and will exist, will yearn for those ideas.
Right.
And that's what Mobius is. So I just wanted to say, I thought she had an incredible ending, right? And I thought it was one of the most like chilling ends you could have to a character is her whipping out her weapon and shooting herself in the head.
Legitimately so fascinating being so invested in a character who she could well fit into a trope of like Zuko, for example. Right? She's only evil, she's only like twisted, she's sick, whatever, but it's like a different degree, it's a different angle on Yorn's character. Right? And what it means to like, I don't know, heal, and also what it means to fail. Yeah. You know? And she just reached a breaking point. I don't think Xenoblade's ever gone that deep.
No, I don't know. I mean, they go deep.
Yeah.
Xenoblade goes deep. On that front, you're totally right. It was one of the harder like things to see is that ideology. And it was just really interesting even seeing her relationship with Senna, even for as brief as it was, that she almost saw that in Senna, but saw the opposite of what she was taking from her experience as a person.
God, and I always loved so much when the main characters, someone of the main characters of the six, has a feeling against what everyone else is doing, even their friends, right? So Senna, wait. You know, and she's the first one to speak up, and Lance does it, and fucking Mio, everyone, like no matter who they are.
Xenoblade is incredible with that. I mean, if you like that as something that happens in a story, play the whole trilogy. You know what I mean? I'm talking to everyone out there because you and I have. Oh yeah. But I'm sorry.
Bless you, brother.
To really find out that there was more to her story, was the most compelling thing for me. I mean, you also showed me some really, really cool characters that I just, I hope
that would give you some.
I really did not. To be honest, after getting all those guys, all the heroes I had gotten, I kind of felt like I'd gotten the idea of what all the hero like characters were going to be. There were some standouts of like, oh, I really like these characters. I really like, obviously I love Ethel. I love the idea of Teach. I like what he represents, and I like the story even of like, was it Zion? Do you remember him?
I think it's, it is
Zion or Zion?
Yeah, Zion.
Zion?
Yeah.
I loved his whole like development and what he went through. Those stories are compelling, but I was like, is it really that crazy? Do I need to see them all? Yeah. I kind of get the idea.
Is there more?
Exactly. But when you showed me a Mobius pirate, man,
bro,
that shit, I was like, oh my god, like this is more than I thought it was going to be.
Yes.
So
that character with the sword, bro. Like,
which one?
The hero with the sword, the chick, and she like the big majestic. She almost like wields it. It's like a cloud looking sword, but it's all like colorful.
Is she the Agnian one?
And that was that's my favorite class.
I'm doing her quest right now.
So.
She jumps you, right?
Yeah, they jump you, and it's like her her band,
her crew, which is a silver rank, which is the second strongest you can be.
So if you're going through it, like how she leads her people, that's one. Also, like
that's how I felt about Teach. I loved Teach as a leader,
bro.
You know what I mean?
This topic now is something that I was so excited. I think I literally told you that because I knew how hard you were into the actual extended universe, of Xenoblade 1 and 2.
Right.
You loved the differences of culture, the different towns, the community aspect.
It's one of my favorite things about 2.
Does it better than any.
Yeah.
Because,
then 2?
2 is amazing.
Whoa.
No, I say this because
that's a tough one.
Like, listen, it's not the real expanded universe and world, right? Yeah. It's almost a different conversation. You can't really compare, right?
Yeah.
Because the beauty of 2 is it really is diversity on a realistic scale, okay? But in this universe, they know one thing: war.
Ionians.
That's all. That's how they're bred. That is the fascination in this universe. This is not a normal universe. These guys don't get a natural sex drive. They're killed before that kicks in. You know, like it.
They're not people.
They're
really.
not people. They're
tools
people
that
they actually are succeeding in this system.
Yeah.
Of keeping humanity in an aspect chained up and under a cycle.
I really want you to maybe I'll send you some of the art book videos. It's not fully translated yet, but there's interviews with Takahashi. People get to ask him questions.
Yes.
I think this guy's a genius, but he really he touched on Mobius as a villain, and he said it's inspired by real world corruption, real world, and you can feel it. They feel like
that's
rich and powerful. Yeah,
each Mobius member,
yeah,
each one leads a colony.
Yes.
And each one is unique.
Yes.
Then you have the leadership of the colony.
Of the colony
and
itself.
they're all unique.
Yeah.
You know?
Which is, I also just love, I mean, just to gush for 1 second, I love the way they set that up. Even with the Mobius and console intervention, there is good in the world. Ethel is a great example early on where it's like, this character really has an honor, a moral code that isn't influenced by the console, right? It's thrown off track because of them, in fact.
Of course.
And so, I mean...
And they even take that and they on top of that concept, they add a rival character who feels the exact same way.
Well, that's the most beautiful thing about that part where they choose to fight each other, where even the party, they're like,
he rips out his eye, bro.
Oh my god, he rips out his own iris, his eye, so that he can't be influenced by anyone else and he can live the way he wants to. And the beauty of that is, I think that scene means a lot more than just these two characters wanted to fight. It's what did they want from themselves, and what did they want more than anything? They both saw the opportunity to, even if they die, they're going to both live out what their heart is telling them, bro. They have a connection, Kamaravi and Ethel, beyond most other people in Ionios, because those connections don't get made. No. You know, it's this feeling of honor, the rush of a battle, the feeling of true, like, I want to say companionship, where it's like when Ethel had the option to kill Kamaravi because the knee joint in his fucking Ferranis blew out, she refused. She refused to, and it turned her silver ranking colony to dirt, and all her people loved and respected her for that. Yeah. Those ideas are so beyond even just an idea of good and evil. It's life. It's living. It's being a human. It's true human connection, you know, through more than just words. Barely words, to be honest. Seriously. And sometimes that's experiences that we have in this world. So I agree. It's beautiful. We can move on from Xenoblade 3. But I just want to say I am excited to go through these hero quests, and I will keep updating everyone on it. Yeah. I did want to say real quick though, I'm still playing Xenoblade X, and I'm actually like enjoying it a lot. Yeah. Wow. It's really fun. I'm really shocked you're able to like duo. I will say they're so different. It doesn't make it too hard, but I will say the also Full Metal Jaguar. That's a class, right? That's what's his name? Gray's class. Gray's class. Yeah. That's the class of Elma. That's what her class is called. Oh, really? It's called that? Yeah, she dual wields pistols. And she dual wields pistols and swords. Whoa. So she's like she's like a mix between Ethel. I'm so sorry. Yeah. Ethel and Gray. I also wanted to say too, by the way, just on Gray's thing, I thought it was crazy that his name isn't Gray, obviously from the first one. He's clearly old, and he's clearly from the city. He doesn't have any. So I thought it was really interesting that he literally was like, "What should I tell you? Like, what's my name? Gray." You know why? Because it's a mix of Ionios and Kevis. I'm sorry, not Ionios. Agni and Kevin, it's white and black together. It's gray.
I know that.
I literally got
That's
that right when he
crazy.
said that. It's gray.
Well, do you also think about, I think I told you, like, you can have access to his introduction as soon as you hit the desert.
I knew you could, because when I did it, they found a piece of fucking origin metal.
Yes.
And that's what he was at. And
So
he was like,
the first, like,
and he was,
clue.
and when my characters got to it, obviously I'm suspending disbelief, because at this point, you know, they've met the queen of Agnes and
you
all
as
that.
A player already know.
Yeah.
Right?
So they're like, what is this piece of junk? I'm going so far into just experiencing the stories as the stories and less of like the chronological order in which you can experience them, that I changed Mio's hair back to short just as a little just a little thing, because I'm all about change in characters, and I think Mio is one of my favorites, where she looks completely different after that huge moment, and of course she doesn't have her mark, but
man,
seriously amazing. Seriously,
I'm so glad.
I love Xenoblade 3.
Yeah.
And I think also I think it deserves more love from me because I've given so much love to the whole series of Xenoblade. You know what I mean?
It
deserves
Future Redeemed,
and Future Redeemed exactly.
Yeah.
By the way, but yeah,
I agree.
Yeah, so super excited.
Think, personally, I don't even know if Future Redeemed. I think the only way for me, I have to put it in a different category of it's not a full game because Xenoblade 3 just literally, bro, it's got so much.
I was gonna say, I mean, I would honestly treat Future Dream like a different game.
Yeah, that's what I mean.
Yeah. You mean like,
and almost like they're not comparable, right?
Yeah, I really don't think they are. I think that they hold each other up though, and I think that's the beauty of it. And it reminds me of how Torna is kind of like its own game, but it really is. It's elevated by what you know in the original game. Yes. I actually found out too. Excuse me. Man. Thank you so much. You can play Torna in between the games. There's a section where you should actually. It's right after chapter 5. Torna. They basically say like Torna is available. Like that's when Torna like fits in as a flashback. You can literally play it like that, and it's after you find out who Malos and Jin is, and after the death of almost said Dunban, Van Damme.
Yes.
And all that. So anyway,
wow.
Yeah.
Okay.
I also can't wait for you to play Future Redeemed 2.
Oh yeah. No.
I think that might be my. It's in my top 2 for the favorite game of the series. I don't know what it
might be. My favorite. Me on vacation, my Switch. Anyway, I don't know if I'll play it, to be honest, but I'm bringing it with hope that I will give myself at least. I don't think in Cali, but I think at the Raleigh trip, I want to give myself a little bit of.
You probably won't have time on Cali, but
but to be honest, like even Kendall's like, oh, I want to play Animal Crossing. I'm like, dude, we could have just like a little like duo Switch sesh, right? Like back at the pad. Yeah. But great Joshy, idea. Let's jump to. I wanted to tell you Paper Mario.
Yes.
Right? So Kendall and I, we're still playing through.
Oh
we wrapped up Glitz Pit, which is one of my favorite sections of the game.
Is that the wrestling part?
Yeah. That's with Rock Hawk.
Yes.
And you get Baby Yoshi.
So that was the last thing I saw in the Game Grumps Let's Play.
Really?
Yeah. So I don't know anything after that.
Well.
So I saw you at that point. You have. And correct me if I'm wrong. It's Goombella, Koops, Madeline. Who's the cloud lady?
That's
what's her name?
Flurry.
Flurry.
Yeah, Mrs. Flurry.
Mrs. Flurry. Yes.
Or Miss Flurry.
Miss Flurry, and then you get the Ghost Girl, and then you get Yoshi.
No, reverse that. So we are on the Ghost Girl chapter now.
Oh, then I saw a little bit after Yoshi then. Mm-hmm. Oh, so
the Ghost Girl shows up, but she's an enemy. She's a part of the 3 Sirens.
Yes. Right? Then I did see a little bit of her.
Okay. Yeah.
I saw a little bit.
Well, I love her character so much. And it's getting. Can I give you a mini spoiler of like how crazy this game is?
Sure.
Yeah. Okay. I feel like the game's pretty old anyway.
Yeah, it's pretty old, but also it's like.
Let's play. If anything, I hope this compels you to play it.
Yeah.
So, I'm not going to reveal. I feel like it's just kind of a sneak peek, okay? You reach this chapter, and I think it's chapter 4 now that we're on.
Okay.
But we're trying to find. It's always like 7 stars of some kind. It's always modeled after Legend of the 7 Stars, right? So you're trying to find the crystal stars to open the 1,000-year door to find out the truth of this 1,000 years ago, corruption became the earth, and it was sealed in this 1,000-year door, along with civilization that was buried underneath Rougeport, right?
Right.
That's the basis of the game when you like hit the title screen.
Right.
So, fast forward now, we just did the glitz bit, and now we are in this place called Twilight Town. Twilight Town, as it sounds, okay, it's like in between. It doesn't really, you can't walk to Twilight Town.
Right.
In fact, it's kind of unknown even how you get there. It's just a space in between, and it's always twilight outside, right? So it's never fully day, never fully night.
I'm gonna look what it looks like. 'Cause I might remember.
Dude, in the remake, the aesthetic is so beautiful. They're like taking so many different approaches of art styles with this remake. So in this place of Twilight, Twilight Town?
Yeah, it says Twilight.
Yeah, it is Twilight Town.
Yeah.
It almost has like a hand-drawn little spirals for its aesthetic. Like different kind of paper, I guess you could say.
Oh, yeah.
So it just looks really, really pretty, as they've been doing in the remake. Right. But it just, looks-wise, I am blown away repeatedly. Even how they've reframed and they've kind of tweaked some of like the in-game items and the badges and stuff, and it's and not in a way that I would even say it's still canon. They just kind of balance the game. There was this badge that's called Power Bounce.
Okay.
It is notoriously broken because if you can get the timing down, you can bounce on an enemy basically forever until you miss the timing, right? You're just pressing A over and over again. It's in the original 64 Paper Mario 2, by the way. Well, they tweaked it so only some bosses can actually have more than like 3 bounces.
Oh, wow.
But enemies can't now. So you can't just like walk around and kill everything if you're just insane with this move.
Yeah.
Okay? That's just an example. But in this chapter, what makes it so fascinating is you find they always have like an in-between back to the hub world of Rougeport to figure out where to go.
Yeah.
So you find the pipe to Twilight Town, but you can't go in it. It literally ejects you back out, and it says, you have been rejected. So you're like, oh, what the hell? You go talk to the professor. He's like, I've heard some things about this. You might want to talk. I think there's a guy from Twilight Town, and he's hanging out at Rougeport. So you find him, and he says, oh, yeah, you need your name written on you to enter Twilight Town.
Right.
Why? That's weird, right?
Yeah.
Like, just a little quirky Mario thing. Okay?
Right.
So he literally, and then to add to the meme, he turns you around and he writes your name in marker, clearly.
Oh, yeah.
He also writes your partner's name, whoever you have out.
Yeah,
right?
yeah.
Yoshi, I think I had, Yoshi Kid out and he's like, it tickles. Watch where you're aiming that thing.
What'd you name him?
Bon.
Oh, is it Bon?
Yeah, my
Does
kid
he
Yoshi.
write Bon?
Yeah, and it like says it. It's not like voice acted, right? So he's like, oh, Bon? That's a weird name, but I'll write it. Perfect.
Yeah.
So then you get to Twilight Town and you're accepted. Chapter starts, right?
Right.
You're in the town, and half the town is the villagers, and half the town are pigs. Okay, and the chapter is called
Oh my gosh, I remember this.
For the pig the bell tolls or something like that, right?
Okay.
So basically, there's a bell from this place called Creepy Steeple outside of town through the forest that's very dangerous. So none of the villagers ever leave Twilight Town.
Okay.
And this really creepy place that no one ever returns from called Creepy Steeple has a big bell on it, like a church.
Right.
And whenever it rings, one of the villagers turns into a pig. And it keeps happening. So you get to the Creepy Steeple.
Right.
You climb to the top and you encounter who is the boss of the chapter. His name is, actually I can't reveal the name, and there's a reason for that.
Okay.
Yeah, that would be a massive spoiler.
Okay.
Because this guy, his rumor is that he's a magician at deception, okay?
Ooh, okay.
He looks like a fucking, almost like a Majora's Mask looking character with like a blanket over him, like he's like, I think it's a character in the Mario series, if I'm being honest. It almost looks like a white blanket, and his feet poke out. And he's got like little arms, but they're underneath the blanket. Like a fake Boo.
Okay.
Okay? But he looks unique. He has his own design. So
does he have like a gesture hat?
I think he does.
He might be a spirit.
I think he is a spirit.
Yeah.
Well, don't say the name, okay?
I don't know
if
the name.
It shows the name.
It's like
I hope it doesn't.
Mahifico?
I'm not saying anything. Because, Joshy, the name is very important to the chapter itself. Okay. And this goes back to the pipe.
Okay.
writing your name, okay?
Right.
So you fight him, and he's I gave Kendall the controller, right? And this is a part of the experience is that I've been making Kendall play, and Kendall do the voice acting.
Yeah, right.
And it's some of the loudest laughs we've had playing something together, like just sitting at home. It's crazy. It's so fun.
That's so cool.
I'm basically like, all right, the game's simple enough. If you see me play enough, now you play. There's also a retry option if you ever die, so there's no risk. So it's like, they added that in.
Oh, wow.
Why haven't I been... Kendall, take the controller, bro.
Come on.
Yeah, let's play together. And she actually has never even lost, to be honest. She's picking it up really quick.
Is she good with the timing?
She is having a hard time because what's crazy about Thousand Year Door is every single move has unique timing.
Oh, yeah.
Does that make sense?
Yeah.
Yeah. Unlike Paper Mario, it would recycle things.
Right.
This has unique timing on literally every move in the game. Every partner move, and every partners get up to 4 moves. Like, you have a plethora of badges, and even every time you get a star in a chapter, you get a new power called, like, a star power.
Right.
And they're busted, all right? They're, like, one can just wipe the screen. But anyways, the timing is all unique. So, she's loving it. She beats the boss pretty easy. And... I'm like, all right, chapter's over, and it literally does, like, end of chapter. It does the whole thing that happens when you beat a chapter, like, animation-wise, everything.
Right.
But what happens in the middle of the fight, right before you beat him, is you're kind of kicking his ass, and he's like, all right, let me show you some real magic. And he does, like, this weird spell on Mario, and it does, like, a copy thing, and then he becomes a Shadow Mario. It looks almost identical to Shadow Mario from Sunshine, right? Yeah. But it's purple instead of blue, right? So
I think I've seen this.
Yeah, you fight him and you beat him.
Yeah.
It does the end of chapter, but Mario looks a little weird. He's kind of like slouching, and he's got black dots for eyes instead of his full eyes.
Right.
So then they get the Crystal Star. Every point in the game so far, we've already gotten 4 Crystal Stars.
Right.
There's a massive cutscene that plays after. Right. However, it doesn't do that, and it goes right back to Mario and the party. And they're like, all right, well, let's get out of here. They all leap away, and it just pans over to Shadow Mario on the ground, and it won't move until you press the A button. Oh, yeah. Because you're Shadow Mario.
I think I knew that.
Yeah.
I seen that in the playthrough.
With that concept, he takes your identity.
Right.
You actually can't even say your name.
Right.
So he tries to talk. People are like, who are you? And he's like, woo! It's all animated, and they're like, I'm sorry, I didn't hear you.
Yeah.
Right? They don't. You try to leave, you can't, because you have to have a name to leave Twilight Town. You're locked in, my guy.
Yeah.
But
that's crazy.
Rumor has it that a name, this ghost figure's name, who's now Mario, if you tell him his name and he gives you an opportunity because he tries fighting you right outside the town every time you pass through it.
Right.
And he'll be like, all right, challenge, boy. What's my name?
Yeah.
And it'll give you the text box to write out his name.
Oh, and you have to remember.
And actually, there's a bonus thing they do. If you do remember, like I know his name from playing through the game years ago as a kid.
Right.
You actually can't put it in yet.
Even if you get it right?
You can't get it right, Joshy. Because on the keyboard screen, he's taken out the letter P. The letter P is missing. And there's a P in his name.
Oh, shit.
So you have to go. Yeah, you get Vivian as party member.
Yeah.
And she has empathy for you because you're a nobody. And she's felt like a nobody from her sisters and everything.
Right.
So she joins you.
Right.
And you both go to the castle, find the letter P, and find out his secret. And that unfolds the rest of the chapter. But isn't that crazy?
That's cool.
It's so creative.
I like that. Yeah. I like that a lot.
Even seeing the surprise factor on her face, like she's like, "Wait, what the fuck?" Because she still had the controller. She tried giving it back. I'm like, "We're not done yet." Yeah, you got to see what happens.
Yeah.
Yeah. So that's all I really wanted to share, bro. Yeah.
I love that. I'm glad you guys are having fun playing it too.
It is a blast.
That is so cool.
It hits every note for a nostalgic remake. I must say. Josh, do you mind if we take a small break right here?
That's actually perfect. I need to blow my nose.
Yeah, perfect.
I don't know if you noticed, I almost sneezed really hard.
Did you? Do you need to sneeze right now?
Kind of, but I'll go do it.
All right.
Should be fine.
Yeah. All right. All right, Joshy.
Yes.
We are officially back.
We are back.
5 sets.
Yes,
actually,
we did.
Of Smash. Flash Ultimate.
Flash Ultimate.
Yes, thank you very much. Yes. And we were talking, I thought we'd share here, but the concept, I think we've kind of nailed why it's so fun.
Oh, yeah.
It's
nailed
because
it on the head.
there's something about, like, I remember when you picked up Min for the first time, right? And you're playing it against, I think I was picking up I usually, whenever you pick a new one up, I would do the same.
Who are you playing?
I was definitely playing, like, a base character, bro. I was playing, like, Dr. Mario, or, like, I was playing,
YouTube?
It was Byleth. I started picking up Byleth, and you picked up Min.
Absolutely.
And, you know, there's something... There's definitely, like, this is almost like the same graph we talked about in pregame, right? It's like you start to, like, get it, and then you get your ass kicked, and then you're like, oh, and there's something, I don't know, like, you're choosing, there's almost even mentally, you're choosing this challenge for yourself on top of the challenger, which is Adrel, me, whoever it is, right? But by, like, randomizing it, you're able to take in a character, and you're like, oh, I don't really know him that well.
Right.
But it's the perfect opportunity.
It's the opportunity.
You're both on the same playing field.
You guys both are playing someone you don't know. You're both learning at the same time. If you want to know whether or not you want to play a character, Randos is the way to go.
Randos is the way to go.
Yeah, I was so close to giving up Min. Do you remember there were a couple times I came to you and I was like, I think I'm done. Yeah, I think I'm done with her.
And now look at her. I mean, you don't play her much because she's just busted.
She's busted.
She is, man. And Steve, too. Like, same wheelhouse. But, Joshy, let's kick off this podcast officially. I want to say the results. I did take the first game.
Yes, you did.
I think you took most of the set, but I finally broke Joshy from almost having
win streak.
Win streak. I think you had 3 in a row. Almost let you go 2 full episodes without me taking a dub, but I won with Marth versus you were Peach, yeah?
I was Peach.
Yeah, a really fun matchup.
That was so good.
Because I normally would legitimately choose, I've tried to pick up Marth, but I would rather probably play Roy.
Right.
But that was a really fun matchup.
That was very fun. I also don't play Peach a lot, but she is really fun.
She's got some
I might want to start playing maybe Daisy.
Oh, yeah. Yeah, I think you have to.
I know.
Right? She's
what I'm saying. Also, when we did play, you got Daisy. And that was really
like a couple
fun.
Games
later.
I
think it was Snake, right?
Yes, dude.
Oh, my God. You also picked one of the rarest items you can get with her.
Yeah.
I think it's the
I
rarest.
almost never see Mr. Saturn.
Never see
I thought a Bomb was rare.
But a Bomb is not as, like, busted.
Oh, yeah, it is.
A Bomb?
Yes. Dude, one mistake, you're just instantly dead.
Really?
For the most part. Oh, yeah. Bombs kill like 70, bro.
I guess I was assuming it would be rarer because Mr. Saturn isn't even from Mario, right? At all?
No.
So
not.
So I was just assuming.
Oh, no. I think in the metadata, right? Which is like, when I was like hardcore into like the competitive shit, it was like frame data. Pretty sure like it's something like a 2-3% chance to get Mr. Saturn, and it's like 1% to get a Bomb. Yeah. And then it's
those like,
isn't there there's a plant with X's on its eyes?
Yeah, it's
like,
just a turnip though.
No, it hits harder.
Oh, really?
Yeah, than a base turnip.
I didn't even know that.
So there's all these varying items you can get.
What a cool character.
Isn't that cool? Yeah, and they both have that. So I think you should. Because I know you like some RNG with
I love
your
me some
Pikmin
RNG.
plays.
Those guys are fun, but also my favorite thing is working RNG into skill.
Yes.
You know what I mean?
Oh, yeah.
Like, even
absolutely.
Game & Watch's side.
Oh, yes,
People can
bro.
use that so well.
Damn, none
Same
of us
thing
have
with
gotten
turnips.
Game & Watch yet.
No.
Yeah.
I'm hoping someone does. Robbie could pick him up. Robbie used to play Game & Watch. He was telling me.
Really?
He's like, yeah, I love
Dude, he's the best he's ever been.
I know.
He's so good. He's like a Pikachu.
I know. Also, I wanted to say, we didn't say much either. Robbie is good at Smash.
Yeah,
he's not bad.
No.
He killed us a good many times by taking us off guard, by down being as Ike and just annihilating
I'm already
us.
seeing, like, you know, when you play against people who just play very casually, there's a lot, you definitely can tell from playing a lot, like where we're sitting, habitual play.
Oh, yeah.
And we punish habitual play heavily.
Right.
I'm already seeing, like, he's just, like, not doing that anymore. Some of his old habits, right?
It's actually crazy.
And every single counter he did as Ike hit. It mattered.
Right.
Crazy.
Completely agree.
Joshy, let's kick this bad boy off. It is time,
sir.
finally, for Multitap, my man.
Multitap, baby.
Down? Let's,
I'm not down, actually. I changed my mind.
Well, too bad.
Fuck.
We're plugging and we're getting in. My friends, welcome once again to the official Flash Bros podcast.
Here we are.
This weekly show is essentially two best friends sharing their diverse and passions through a discussion.
Yeah.
I'm not really looking at the notes, so I'm just
you're going off the dome.
Yeah, I have to, bro. Like it's just all about real talk between Joshy and I.
That's right.
Within the diversity between the both of us.
That's
and
right.
honestly, we like to mix it up, keep it interesting between real just casual talk and diving deep. You know what I mean? Yeah.
We dive deep. We
and
love
being
it.
informative, right?
Yes,
Like,
informative deep dives. That's what I would call them.
Yes.
Informative deep dives that are filled with passion. Filled to the brim with passion.
That's right.
We rarely talk about anything we're not passionate about.
And that's kind of the I think the wheelhouse, the essence of our podcast. Yeah, is that even we won't be interested in our own conversation of things we don't really care about.
Exactly. Well, even like think about like OG retro recap, right? It's like we'd just be like, we
just go through games.
Now we've perfected that, and then we've also perfected the news where we read off articles, right? Yes. We'll even mention every article that we were interested in.
Yeah, I like it last time. Like the
which one was it?
You came with the name for it. Yeah, it was. I wrote it down here. It wasn't news flash.
No,
it was like
flashbacks. No.
Oh, that was how we conceived.
Yeah,
it
was.
I know.
Flashbacks. I was like, wait, flashbacks.
You know what? I don't even think. I think we just held the name for flashbacks and we never went back to it.
Nice.
But flash news, right? It could even be as simple as that because news flash is normally the name of the section. But no, you're absolutely right, Joshy. And how it's how much this podcast has just evolved into literally just being something that you and I. It's like an organized conversation and hangout between Josh and I.
It is, especially with. So sorry.
Bless you. No, that was actually perfect. Especially with.
Especially with Flash Ultimate now, we get some actual time where we get to play some stuff, and it also. I think Flash Ultimate is genius because it breaks up our sections.
The monotonous.
I mean? The monotonous.
Yeah.
Not that it's not enjoyable, but it's just that when you sit and talk for so long, especially, having ADHD like the two of us have,
absolutely,
you kind of get a little fidgety, or you'll start your brain will start wandering, or you'll stop being as locked in. I think it's genius.
Yeah.
In fact, I push for more Flash Ultimate.
Well, Joshy be doing that every round. Oh, one more set. Like we did like 3 first round, and then you were pushing for 6.
No, we did 2, and you were like, and I was like 3.
Oh yeah.
And then you were like, and then it was like,
right.
I was like 4.
No, that's what I mean. You're like, I was pushing for 3rd, and then pushing for 6th, and
I pushed.
We'll just keep playing Smash Ultimate in between our every break we have.
That's right.
I'm always down, and I completely agree. It gets the blood flowing.
It does.
Right?
The brain blood flowing.
Exactly, bro. And I do really look at it. I think Josh and I both do as like this is quality time. That, to be honest, we're.
Dude,
today's July 1st.
Why? Well, what's up with that?
It's the 4-year anniversary of House.
Oh my gosh, no way.
And you and I were among the trio of the original.
Of the OGs.
This is 4 years of living together, Josh.
Look at that.
4
whole years.
Wow.
Here, I want to take a second because this is actually very special.
This is actually a perfect place to say this.
I would just love to say, never would I have ever expected 4 years to genuinely go by like that. And one of the biggest reasons why I feel like you and I specifically, I mean, obviously everyone in the house, right? Mm-hmm. But, it started with me, you, and Dorian.
Yeah.
And so, Robbie and Adrell are newer, we've been with Adrell for a minute, but newer additions to where we first started.
Well, even Adrell was like 1.5 years, no?
Yeah.
Maybe 2 years.
Maybe 2 years now, I think.
So half the time.
Yeah, half the time.
Been in this house.
Right.
Yeah.
Exactly. And so I think it's no coincidence because, it's so funny. I heard a million times, even from you, which is so funny.
I think I know what you're going to say.
They always told me, don't move in with your friends. With your best friends, right? That's what you hear. Right?
And I've been there.
I've heard your stories. True. And this is what I'll say is 4 years ago was my first time. I was 20 or 19. Was it 20?
When I first met you, you were 19.
19.
So it was like we moved in the house right after you turned 20.
Yes, and I think I just turned 20, right? And I was 20. I hadn't moved out from my parents before. This was my first time, and it has been the best house I've ever lived in. And it's no question why, because you and I are just on the same page for basically
usually
everything.
Without communicating.
To be honest, a majority of the time.
We kind of just put into words what the other person's thinking sometimes.
Literally exactly that. Yeah. And it's so funny because, you know, an interesting part of you and I's friendship is I feel like we really became best friends living together. Right? I
agree.
That's what
it was
really...
like we were pulled in from the idea because I don't think it's a small feat to also say that I met you, and then 3 months later we were roommates.
That's absolutely true.
You know what I mean?
That's absolutely true. And not to say, you know, anything on our friendship before. That's not what I'm trying to say. But you know what I mean.
It almost fast-tracked it to exactly the level that it would have been if we grew up together. Right.
Absolutely.
You know what I mean?
I completely agree with that.
Yeah, because I feel like I have always known you.
Yes, and I completely agree. I also, I see you and Adrel and Dorian, of course, and a lot of these people in my life, Azzy, you know, a lot of like genuine family. Like there's no real difference between that, and it's hard to describe what it means. You goober!
I know. I'm sorry.
You silenced it.
It's literally on Do Not Disturb. What the hell?
I saw you just flick the switch.
No.
I saw that.
What?
You silly Billy. What is it?
I have to change this setting right now.
What is it?
What? It makes no sense. In the iOS settings, it's on Do Not Disturb.
It's like an override?
Yeah.
Weird.
Huh. Please keep going.
No, I was just gonna say I won't take too much time with this, but I think it deserves at least a bit of time, which is it is such a different experience living with someone than just knowing someone. And
completely agree.
From what you've told me and others, and even Adrel, you know, has told me, that can be for better or for worse, you know. And I just feel like I truly would not rather live with anyone else besides you and Adrel, and now what I'm feeling with Robbie. You know what I mean? Like, this is truly like the best case scenario we could ever have. Sam's not even paying attention. He's playing Pokemon Sleep.
Yes, exactly. No, I just override and change those settings.
No,
Thank
but
you, Joshy. But I completely agree.
Just
and
the
I
truth.
hope you know. It's crazy because as much as we have similarities with experiences and just how our brains work, right? Like, because you could have you and I and have the same experience, but we would perceive it very differently, right? Because you have genetics you're born with. You learn from your family, very different from my family, but also a lot of similarities, right? That we can relate to. But I love, this brings a big duality to the cast, is our age difference and how there is literally polar opposites. So, for example, this is, as we've talked about before, I think it's like my 9th living situation since moving out of my parents. Right. And this is your first.
That's right.
So we're meeting each other in the middle. I'm coming from you're coming from a place of like you couldn't have imagined it better. Right. And I'm coming from a place of I didn't think this existed.
Like it could.
Because of everything I've been through. Right. You know, like it's and also being told the same thing you did when I was moving out, when I was 20, you know. I also had a crazy epiphany, Joshy. Huh. Every decade to the year, I mean, something significant has happened. And so I just realized, I was like, wait, so how long ago did we move in the house? We moved in the house July 2020.
That's right.
Right? In 2010, I graduated high school and became an adult. Yeah. In 2000, my family decided that was the year they were going to move from Washington to Oregon. Wow. And it started my brand new life in Oregon. Right. You know? Something significant has happened in every year. I'm excited for 2030, baby.
Hell yeah, man. We're still here.
Yeah, let's go, yeah, baby. Thank you for mentioning all that, bro. I really appreciate it. Well,
it's just the truth. I mean, we really couldn't have it better. Even like landlord situation, friend situation, even, you know, I mean, say what you will about Mesa, but like the area where we're at, we can really go anywhere, and we are
kind of prime.
Yeah, we are blessed beyond belief. I would be a fool and an idiot if I couldn't take the time to recognize how blessed we are. And to be honest, I try to think about it every single day. Yeah. And it's so beautiful because
it's beautiful.
Even you and I, you know, it's so crazy because, and obviously this is new, but I grew up with siblings, whatever. Right. You know, some days you don't feel so social. Some days you need to recharge. All those things. I just feel blessed because I feel like everyone understands that about each other. Everyone who lives here.
Yes. And everyone who, for the most part, has lived here.
Exactly.
Like who you'd call the permanent roommate.
Oh yeah, exactly. And so it's a blessing. Yeah. And it's just great. I
completely agree.
And I'm happy to have you here. I'm happy to be on the cast.
Me too.
Wow, man, we gotta send it. Yeah, we gotta do something.
Yeah. Well, you send I can finish the spiel if you want to send
yeah,
like a little
I'm going to
house
send a
text.
little house
I
text.
did want to say one more thing too, Joshy, and that's that I feel so blessed we're here at this point right now at the cast because it didn't happen until year 3 of House. There could have been a path definitely where we wanted to, we never did.
Right,
we lost because we're not going to be here forever.
Right.
It's not Xenoblade 3, bro.
It's not.
Good.
Exactly.
All good things must come to an end in this life. So
true.
Taking advantage of it, planting the roots while I just don't think that the podcast could have even possibly been what it is now if we didn't start in this house.
Completely agree.
To hopefully take it beyond where, the dream, once again, like, and just being real, like the dream would be I can live off of the podcast and also provide for you to also live off of the podcast.
Work together.
That would be the dream, no matter where we live.
I completely agree.
Because, once I get married to whoever that is, wink, wink, hopefully someone I'm with now, like, truly. Hopefully. We've even talked about, though, like, once we, like, actually establish living together, and I would want to do that after I got married, after everything I've already been through, possibly staying in Smash House. But not raising a child here.
Yeah.
I
was even going to say, I could see us having a situation if the podcast took off where it even was just you, me, and Kendall, and maybe my girl. Who knows? It's all the future.
You can't even plan.
You don't know.
But even the thought of that, if that's exciting you,
that does
excites
excite
me, bro.
I said many times, even I wouldn't even mind if Kendall moved in. Right. That's not something I've ever.
Real. She basically
does. I was gonna say, I also think having I just feel like the house is the best it's been. I
agree.
You know what I mean?
I agree.
Because even like where I have been in the past, I'm just at such a better place in all reality.
Yeah.
Even if
it.
Well, it's just the truth. It's just the truth. Yeah. And moving in, I went from being in all reality like a kid, like a teenager, to what I feel is a real adult, you know what I mean?
Yes.
Who takes care of my own business and does things and respects when I know I need a break, which I know I said that before, but that's one of the biggest things I've learned is that going from 20, especially like the first and the second year, especially the first, every night I was down for something, right? And not that I've grown out of that because I still basically am, you know what I mean? We're always doing something. But there's just a growth that comes where it's like, everyone understands and respects it. So
I completely agree.
Amazing stuff. Yeah. I also love Kendall. I don't think we've ever had someone in the house ever in these 4 years where not even just you, everyone just like loves her and she's a part of it in 100% like unity. You know what I mean?
Yeah, you're nailing it, man.
Just the truth, man.
And
shout out, she's also a gold tier.
Shout out, she's also a gold tier sponsor. Queen Kendi, which we're about to get to.
We're gonna get into,
but I do want to say too, just further gassing her up. To be honest, it was really cute. One time she told me she doesn't really listen to the cast as we've talked about, but she like pulled up the cast when you and I were casting in here, and she was like in your room, and she was like, I'm just going to listen to the Gold Tier sponsor section. She just heard all of our shout-outs for everyone so far. Wow. Yeah, and she's like, it's really wholesome.
Oh, that's so sweet. So, that's so sweet. Yeah,
just in case she listens to this.
I think I want to make it a point to send that to everyone and just like find the section like Azzy and just be like, skip here if you want to hear your shout out.
Yeah, like an automatic send out. Yeah,
I would love to do that. I think that'd be so cool.
That's a great idea.
Just like because we're so close with every single gold tier sponsor right now.
Because it's so small.
And we can't exactly, and I love it so much because of that. And if we do get bigger, we wouldn't be able to do that forever. but while we're at it, we might as well embrace it, you know. And everyone on that gold tier is someone really close to us. My own dad. You know what I mean? I'd love to send something out to my dad every time.
Bro, that'd be fantastic. I completely, I'm with that. Yeah. 100%. It would not be hard to do.
No,
because I already make timestamps. So honestly, all I have to do is add in a timestamp for the actual shout-outs.
That would be a great idea if you could.
I've always just included it in Multitap because generally we're already talking about it right now. Right. But for this episode specifically, I think I can just timestamp.
I think that'd be a great idea.
You know what I mean? In the 4 to 2, and just send him a little link. Spotify is great because you can send him a link from the exact time.
That is nice.
Yeah, like so when they click it, it literally in the app opens it up. It's right there.
Yeah, that is nice.
So I'm down. I think you can with YouTube too.
Maybe
if I can figure it out with YouTube, that would be the way to do it because that's definitely universal.
Yeah, it's much more universal, and even
on
like
a computer.
What I'm thinking, like Azzy and like my dad too. All YouTube.
Yeah.
So.
I thought you were about to sneeze real quick.
No, I sniffed.
Scratch and sniff. Joshy, I want to say one thing about Miss Kendall. is I want to say that genuinely, I want to give you a perspective in my mind because I really appreciate everything you said and I feel that love. I feel that love in the house.
I'm not just saying words.
I feel like all of us in some way have tried embracing multiple girls we've all been with in the same way.
Of course.
But it's an amazing feeling to be like not just that I'm her partner.
Right.
Like I definitely feel so blessed. But there's a level of responsibility, I'm sure you understand what I'm talking about, of bringing in your partner.
Of course.
And you want your roommates, you know, in our house, we want our roommates to be on that page.
Of course.
Even if you kind of have to force it.
Right.
But it's a level of like forcing that you're doing because of you love the person. Right? We love each other, right? And we just it's not faked with Kendall.
No.
For me, I'll be real.
Yeah.
It's the first girl I've ever been with that genuinely that positive feedback. By the way, not just the house, bro.
Yeah.
All my coworkers, all my customers in my bar,
absolutely,
everyone who meets
all
Kendall,
your friends,
my
anyone
parents,
who comes by,
bro. That is blessed me beyond belief.
It's also gotten this amazing variety where it's like she is the type of person who becomes friends with everybody in such an amazing way, and I have so much deep-rooted respect for her. In so many more ways than just like being friendly. It's the way she presents herself to people. It's you're gonna have to show her this clip because we're glazing the shit out of it.
Yeah, I know. I know. 100%.
I respect. I had a conversation with her once because I really love. I love respecting platonic female friendships a lot. In fact, that's something that I really have embraced living in this house because they are completely possible. And I'm not just talking a guy being a friend with a girl, but a girl being a friend with a guy. But
I'll even take it to like whoever you're attracted to.
Yeah.
Right? Like,
sure.
You know, like maybe
the
it's even
opposite. Yeah,
sex,
exactly.
Right? But
absolutely.
Having a platonic
relationship, a friendship. And I've talked with Kendall a couple times just because her and I have a very similar approach where it's almost like with little tiny words, and it's second nature to me now, but I did have to break it down and think about it, and it sounds like she did too in a very, very interesting way. Where like when I first meet a girl, the first thing I'm calling her is homie. Right, those kind of words. It just
homie, sister.
I mean, even
or brother.
Yeah, like, brother, bro, like those kind of things. It shatters an expectation of me being a straight man and looking for something more because right off the gate it isn't. And Kendall, you probably noticed, but she says buddy, right? And it's the best way you can. And I literally even mentioned to her, I'm like, I love the way you say that. I think that's awesome.
Hey, buddy.
Yeah, because it's endearing. It is
it's
you know, especially, you know, coming from her and the way she says it. It's one of those things where it's like right off the gate, she understands the vibe that she sets off, and it's just admirable. That's what I'll say.
I completely agree.
So
I completely agree.
Yeah.
Joshi, let's segue immediately into our gold tier sponsors.
The people themselves. These are the people of the hour.
These are the people
You should
of the
make
hour.
it for this episode. You should make it the first timestamp where we talk about gold tiers.
Absolutely.
So people can just find it as easy
No,
as
I will.
possible.
I actually already wrote down the time, so we're
Let's
good.
go, man. Sweet.
I hate to do this, but the reasoning I'm doing this, Joshy, is because I want to be fully present. I have to pee so bad.
Oh, really?
Just
I actually
suddenly.
have to pee, too.
Oh, perfect.
Yeah,
Let's just do
let's
that
go.
real quick and dive in.
Let's go, buddy. It's literally pure willpower. You just have to be like, you literally be like, yeah. I'm good.
Yeah.
I'm straight.
You're above this. You can have another juice box. You put them in the fridge, right? Hey. Yeah, as many as you want, bro. Seriously.
Thank you, bro.
Yeah, dude. Happy to provide. Joshy.
Yes, sir.
Also,
Yes.
obviously, dinner's on me, so...
What?
Yes,
really?
bro. Yes, absolutely, bro.
Appreciate you for
bro.
that.
Of
That's so
course,
sweet.
Of course, man.
Sam
It's
does
how I
this
can pay
all
you
the
for
time,
now.
by the way.
Oh, I honestly wasn't even going to announce it. I was going to start after.
Really?
We can keep it in if you want.
Fuck it.
Yeah, fuck it.
People should know.
Fuck it. Hey, bro.
The
we're
world
about
should
to
know.
enjoy some canes.
Yes, we are.
Run a round of
crazy.
Smash Flash Ultimate. I
Yes.
keep saying Smash.
Yes.
It's just so
It's
habitual.
Yeah.
Flash. It's Smash Flash, right?
It's Smash
Flash
Super
Ultimate.
That's right.
Super Smash Flash Ultimate.
Super Smash.
Smash Flash. It almost sounds like,
Yeah.
an echo. Joshy, let's jump right into the gold tier sponsors so we get that out of the way at least before he returns. He'll be back in probably like 15 minutes.
That's right.
Because Canes is right around the corner.
Well, we'll be saying his name in a second here.
We
won't
will.
We? Yeah,
So
that's right.
let's get to the shout outs, my friends. This is the biggest perk of being a gold tier sponsor. You're part of this, what we call the VIP lounge.
That's right.
And part of the, they join us on our ship in the fleet.
That's right.
So, guys, buckle in. The first up, Mama Annie.
Woo!
With my family along with
Yes.
Josh's family.
Yes.
We got Daddy Mike.
Yes, we
Yes,
do.
man. Bundle package,
Mom and Dad,
honestly,
yeah,
they brought us into
literally.
this world, and they're
Kinda-
a huge part of who we are.
Yeah, it's kind of beautiful that it's your mom and my dad. You know what I mean? That's kind of they're the parents
again,
of the podcast.
duality, right?
Exactly.
We have things that are literally the same, and things that are literally the opposite.
Exactly.
Josh, I love
Shout
it,
out
bro.
my dad.
Shout
and
out.
Shout out your mother.
That's right. And then we
Huge.
can go relationships. So
Yes.
I've got Queen Kendi.
That's
and you've
right.
got Donald Duck.
Oh, let's
go,
go,
baby.
It's my man. Yeah, it's
no,
my
of course.
Been together for a
listen,
while.
I hope you're okay with me saying this. If not, I'll edit it out. But like, you're on a bit of a celibacy journey.
That's right.
So,
I also don't have a problem with that.
Okay, cool.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'd be really proud of it because it's very, people will be like, what?
Yeah.
But dude, okay?
I think everyone
If
should
you know,
do it
you know.
at some
Dude,
point
absolutely,
in their lives.
man.
I think
It's
it should be
mental clarity that is unmatched.
mental clarity, and it should be a long period of time, more than just
a week. Yeah, I agree. You're really seeing the benefits, like doing it for weeks, like working out for weeks. You start to feel different. It's kind of like that, man. Like mentally.
Yeah, it is.
So really proud of you for that, by the way.
Appreciate you.
Of course, because I was right there with you before Queen Kendi came into the picture. I'll be honest, but that's a beautiful relationship about you and
dude.
Donald
I just
Duck.
remembered. Yeah, I was gonna say. Well,
you guys are just like you're special homies.
I broke it with Donald Duck. I just remembered. Fuck. I'm sorry, dude.
Yeah.
Donald Duck was. I mean, we've been together for
now
2
finding
I'm sorry. I'm sorry.
It had to come out like
he deserves
this.
the best. I know.
Well,
Donald Duck.
Donald Duck.
Thank you,
hey,
Donald.
Just know, Donald, that is I have deep respect for you.
Yeah.
But I can't believe he told you first, or at least I'm just now finding out like this. Yeah, well, obviously
he knew before, obviously.
So we have Sweet Adrell, as we
Sweet A.
mentioned. Yes, a part of our Flash Force team.
That's right.
Also the roommate we were talking about earlier, right?
He's one of the four roomies.
segueing it straight there. He's been in the house. He's going to celebrate with us a little bit, right? So he's getting the dinner. We're going to play Flash Ultimate.
That's right, baby.
He's been in the house about like half the length we have, but it doesn't feel that way.
No, absolutely.
All, you know?
Adrell is also one of those people where it's like, it really does. He is so family. You know what I mean? So family. Deeply family.
Deeply family.
Yeah.
Speaking of his family and our family.
Yes.
We have Azrael.
Yes.
Huncho.
Azzy Huncho. Oh, let me plug Sweet A real quick.
Let's do the dual plug, please.
He does. Yeah, perfect. Well,
this is like a Lynx episode.
Yeah, low key. I love it. So yeah, check out Sweet A on Twitch. It's at Sweet A, AYEEE.
That's right.
3 E's.
3 E's.
Did I say an extra E?
You did. E.
AYEEE.
Just to clarify.
No, that's 3. Okay, cool.
Yeah, you got it.
Whew. Woo!
Yeah.
Got scared for a second.
The brain cells are leaving. You're in your sweat by the second.
That's right. So if you like us, you will love the humor of Adrel, because he's family.
When I mentioned I'm not a streamer, that is also because there are people who are.
People who can.
And Adrel is that.
He absolutely is.
He shines.
Right. I agree.
It brings out the best in him instead of him being a character he wishes he was.
Yes, exactly.
You know what I mean? Yeah.
And
straight up.
It's
and
amazing.
I can say all the same things about Azrael Hunt.
Oh my gosh, Azzy, yeah. Well, if you want to talk about someone who is just perfect for YouTube, I'm not even kidding, it's Azzy. Yeah, he has a heart and a way with words that is so beyond any other person I've ever met. Has helped me through so much, even just thinking in my life, hugely within thinking of just, breaking down what is important and kind of helping me out in a very, I look at him like my older brother. He is my older brother. So huge shout out to Azzy. Love him so much. He also does, like I said, does do YouTube. Check him out. It's at Azzy X Huncho, and that's HUNCHO. Azzy Huncho.
Beautiful. Thanks for shouting that out.
People should know how to spell Azzy.
Both of those guys too.
Azzy. AZZYXHUNCHO.
Always good to clarify.
That's right.
Joshy, it's the both of those guys too.
Yes.
I'd say almost like this hard definition of natural born leaders. You know what I mean?
Completely agree.
I don't think I've ever talked to a person who knew them more than a single conversation, but even sometimes, I only met the guy once, but nothing but amazing things. People look up to them.
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah. And I got I had the pleasure of seeing Azzy present a
sermon.
Yeah,
right.
Or not really a sermon. It was
preach?
No, it wasn't like that. It was like a banquet. So it was a fundraising banquet. And he just is a natural, at those things. I don't want to say a natural, but, because obviously, everyone works at their craft.
Of course.
But he is just incredible at it.
He makes it seem natural.
He does. That's what I'll say. And people want to hear what he has to say. And he preaches some beautiful stuff about the Lord. He preaches some amazing stuff.
He's nothing but himself 100% of the time.
And I love it so much.
It's so much to look up to.
Seriously, you look up to it so much. So huge shout out.
Huge shout out. We can keep going.
Let's keep going.
We'll actually move on.
Oh, yeah. That's what I meant by
more of the Flash Force, more of family. Yes. We have Johnny Bravo.
Woo, Johnny.
A dear brother to both Josh and I.
Absolutely.
For real.
I really think Johnny has seriously changed a lot about the way that I even viewed your work, if that makes sense. Kind of because he was the first I met of everyone.
I agree.
You know what I mean? Where
I agree. That's an actual
That's
fact,
true.
bro.
That's actually true. I agree with that fact. No, I always want my friends to be safe wherever they go, and they got good people around them. I just hope you can't always see where everyone goes in their lives.
That's a really just empathetic and genuine side to you.
Yeah,
you express those things even with what you kind of saw happen with me and Dutch Bros, even Dory and BlackRock. The world can just be kind of
people can just
a sinister place, and you do just think like that. I hope I appreciate that so much, man.
Well, it's just how I think. It's just what I care about. What I care about.
Oh yeah.
And it's just amazing getting to meet Johnny before everyone else, because I can say the exact same thing. Bro. Exactly. I could say the exact same thing I'm saying now about feeling comfortable with, and I don't want to spoil their names, but same thing with Lene.
Well, we can,
and
because Lene is up next with Mikey Sandoval, as we mentioned, of the Sandoval 7, along with a shout out to Tayden as well.
That's right, Lene, love lady, such a wonderful, 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 sweet person. Really is like an older sister, to be honest. It feels like family to me, because I don't get to see my family that often. You know what I mean? Because they live in because they live in a different state.
Exactly.
And I haven't seen them in years. But just even the way that I was able to talk with Lene over the phone, it's just so nice. And getting to see her whenever I do either go to your spot or she comes here in the few times that I have. Amazing. And Mikey as well. I'm sorry I'm going in depth on these. They deserve it.
There is no, you take that back right now.
I take it back already.
This is
I regret.
This is exactly what the Gold Tier sponsors and what this shout out that we love to give them is all about.
It's all about that.
This isn't at the end of the episode where we're just naming off the list of sponsors, right? I actually never want it to get like that. I do not want to, like, basically the biggest perk I feel of the Gold Tier sponsors, the people who've been on board, is this is kind of like a thing we won't be able to offer if we grew too big, right? Or if, like, eventually down the line.
That's the truth.
These people deserve all the shout outs.
All the time in the world.
And for showing us this love and support from the beginning. You know, from, like, before we're even anything.
Yeah. Completely agree.
Yeah.
And just to speak on Mikey just for a second.
Please.
Just a beautiful person that I aspire to have a big old family, you know.
I agree.
And I want to take care and do everything I can. And that man works. He works hard. I got the pleasure of talking with him when he was staying over with us for your birthday.
Yeah.
And I just really I got some good time in with him. And when we visited again, he's a real one.
It's,
you know
like,
what I mean?
Always
it's such
been
agreement.
Brothers, man.
That's what I'm saying. Yes. I love it and I respect it and I love it and I love it and I love it.
I love it, man.
I love it so much.
I genuinely, I have a very special relationship with both of them because of the work twist, right? And the same. It's obviously best when we're not at work,
right?
But it's still the same vibe when we're working together.
Yeah.
You know, we pick on each other just like siblings. Yeah. It's like, it's a kind of unconditional love that I truly feel from both of these.
I love it.
And they're very special to me because I've never had genuine older siblings.
Right.
I'm the oldest of my actual blood siblings, right? As you know.
Right.
And
in the house here, even you're
in the house,
oldest,
I'm like, and let's extend that to Dutch Bros, to Black Rock, right? I'll be honest, that isn't anything new for me when I got here because I've always generally just, I don't know if it was a me thing, probably, but I was definitely I just clicked way easier with people younger. And maybe, like,
you're also an older brother, so that just makes sense. You know what I mean? I mean, it is kind of just like the way you came into the world. You know what I mean?
No,
you were born,
that is my vibe,
firstborn son, and there's something about that you are a natural older brother to people.
And that's what I want.
Yeah, exactly. Right? And that's what I'm saying is it's not a strange idea at all, and I don't think it doesn't make sense in any way.
Yeah,
so
no, it's I'm glad it hammers home because I know that's our relationship, right?
Agree.
And what's crazy and very special about Lene and Mikey, and like specifically those two, is like they're more older sister and older brother to me than I've ever felt. And in the same way, sometimes I feel like I'm their older brother. Yeah, it's literally a duality. Mikey's told me that before. Yeah, sometimes I do feel like you're my older brother, but it just shows the beauty of life and relationships. One of the the wonders of humanity. Yeah, right?
Genuine human connection.
Genuine human connection.
Genuine, you know.
My man, I think that is the entire lineup.
There it is.
Yeah,
we have a couple people in the fleet that we mentioned.
Do. Yeah. So let's mention the Flash Force. Yeah, special shout out for our behind the scenes team. We've got Demon Hunter Caleb.
That's right.
Always cooking up ideas with me on the podcast, and a part of it whenever he can be. Yeah. With the plans to get him here remotely. You know what I mean, not just to come out and check. Like see Arizona, meet you guys. You guys would be besties instantly.
I can't wait to meet him.
Oh man,
I genuinely can't.
He's just a guy like
gonna be perfect.
I mean, you know, you and I, Joshy. Yeah. Rare part of our relationship. Real quick, we never fight. Okay. Right. Like truly, like never even like a walk away animosity. I would say.
Oh, absolutely.
And I have the same relationship. Always have with Caleb. Okay? Right. And so. It's like when you have that with somebody, you almost don't get sick of them, right?
Oh,
you
absolutely.
Almost have to like pull away because you know you just can't hang out with this person 24/7. Right. You know what I mean? You have a life.
It's like how we have to stop Flash
Smash. Yeah. Yes, dude. Absolutely.
We literally have to. So and still I'll beg. Still I'll be like, please.
Oh man, I know. And you know I'll beg sometimes too. Right, and we both you're gonna be like, oh dude, I gotta work.
Dude, yeah. I know.
So Fortunately, we got a free night tonight.
That's right.
To celebrate.
Yes.
But additional co-host and music, which is a huge part of all of the production behind the Flash Bros, right?
Yeah.
With especially, it's been so exciting to get another music track lined up for DLC, you know?
Very cool.
So, Baywatch Brad does all of our music. Shadow Buddy or Shadow Buddy Music.
Yeah.
Check him out. He is available pretty much everywhere. SoundCloud, YouTube, Spotify, and all that stuff.
His stuff is really good.
It's
like,
so
you know, it's
good.
not just something you would, like, plug because it's your friend. It's genuinely like, you'll show me his tracks. I'm like, dude, that's so good. Even the intro that played before this one, you know, I literally was like, dude, it's so good. Even like you had to chop it a little bit for time just because it was a intro.
Yes.
Right. But damn, we wanted to keep the whole thing.
I know, man.
You know what I mean?
I know, dude.
So,
it's magical, and even just his idea also of a creator mindset, right? And how different it is from me,
right?
Because music people are just kind of bred different.
Oh man,
so we're artists, I must say, and I mean like hand drawn artists.
Yeah, of course,
you know.
Of course.
So Joshy, we are now at the point where this special episode of Flashbacks will begin to take off in a completely different way than what we normally do on the podcast. So with the vibe being like flashbacks, right? It's a look back.
That's right.
So we have to kick this off with what is really at the heart of what classics means for the Flash Bros.
That's so
do
right.
You know what I'm hinting at?
Exactly what
I'm hinting at, right?
Oh, I do.
We have to kick off with our first segment known as Retro Recap!
Yes, oh man, it feels good.
Dude,
it feels good.
And it feels way more special too, bro. Like it's like having this be in the flashbacks and a way to kick it off.
Right.
This is exactly where it belongs.
That's right.
Right?
Yeah.
This so we don't burn out.
Originally going to be called Retro Recap.
Exactly.
Yeah, before
last episode, when Joshy said flashbacks, and it was perfect, bro.
Yes, sir.
So, Joshy, how we are running this is it's kind of going to be the patch notes. Okay. And then we're just going to jump right into retro recap. So the patch notes is starting with the weather today.
Yes.
It is, currently 11:09 p.m. And I think we'll be hanging with Adrel for probably, I'm guessing up until midnight. He said he has about
that's what he said,
Yeah. So I think we should take advantage of that, especially for the house reunion.
Completely agree.
We'll get all fed, and then we'll dive into the rest of the cast.
That's
whenever
right.
He could be back any minute.
He could.
But
I hope he knows to interrupt.
I told him.
Yeah, okay.
Yeah.
Cool. Okay.
So, temperature.
Yes.
Today we had a low of 84 in Phoenix, Arizona, and a high of 104. It actually was not that hot today.
Yeah, it really wasn't, especially compared to...
You went out, right?
Today?
Yeah. Sorry.
No problem. I went and got food earlier.
Yeah, so you kind of like... I didn't go outside today.
It was hot.
Honest.
Yeah. It was hot, but I mean...
really? Okay.
100s are always going to be hot.
I know.
But in my opinion, I really can't tell the difference between like 104 to 108. Like, it really is not too different.
Okay, I'll be real.
Yeah.
I'm almost with you. It's more like 107 for me. For some reason,
108,
ever since like Dutch Bros, you know, when I was becoming a lead and like learning the back end, it was like, okay, so this temperature, it was like 110 is like the warning, right? Yeah. And for most stands that you have to enact like the like whatever ice packs, or you have to enact rotations with that ice packs. 112, you have to wear ice packs 24/7 being outside, even as a lead. 115, no one goes outside, outside. And it was like,
that's how it used
I remember
to be.
looking at the numbers before I got there. Yeah, they did change it. It became more fucked, but
it was they changed it to 118 because it was one summer it was consistently 115.
That's crazy. Yeah. Okay, I was out of the loop for that summer.
Yeah, so, well, I think I was still there.
That's nuts. Yeah. Well, it opened my eyes to like, wait, these are like 3 degrees off. Right. This is 2 degrees. What?
Like how?
No.
Yeah.
I'm telling you right now, living in Arizona now, entering like my 5th year, right? Yeah. It's like 108 is the start of hell.
I think I agree with you. That's what I meant by 108.
Yeah, okay.
That's like up to that.
That's the cutoff.
That's the cutoff of like, but
this
once it's like 109, 110, 100, all those.
I'm not kidding. Every 2 degrees above 108, it's like, what's the word? It's almost like a slope, and it just goes straight up.
Yeah,
and it's like increments of hell. So you're like hell level 1.
Yeah,
108 to 110, right?
Hell level 2.
So Yeah, let's wrap with I will say also, weird thing about Arizona summers, it's been different in my memory.
Yes.
Every single summer has a different vibe.
Yes.
We get seasons of storms and seasons of humidity.
That's right.
And right now it is humid as hell.
That's right.
It is, so it feels way hotter.
It has. That was when I was working on my car. It was
oh my
so
gosh.
humid.
I was legitimately surprised you were able to record the cast, because heat is like a fun
I got cooked.
vibe.
Yeah.
Energy sucker.
It's like a cooker. You know what I mean? Being outside.
It's a human soul cooker.
Yeah, that's right. It's exactly what it is, actually. Cooks your soul.
Speaking of human souls, Joshy, today's retro recap
Yes.
is Heavy Rain.
Oh my gosh, wow.
Yes, dude.
Really?
Yeah, and I thought this would be a lot of fun because I have some familiarity.
Yes.
I actually completely forgot if you've played it.
I have a little bit, yes.
A little bit.
So I haven't gone in depth, but I played it when I was a kid with Blade.
Okay.
So he played the whole thing, and I wasn't there for all of it, but I remember specific parts that I remember being blown away what you could do in a video game.
Yes.
Because there were certain parts where it was like you could like things would actually change so deeply in the story. And I remember the graphics being the best of all time. I remember it being like, I was like, holy shit, this is real.
Yes.
And now I go back and I'm like,
it's kind of rough.
Yeah, it's got a
But
little
I
rough.
remember the same thing, right?
Yeah.
Like, I think, don't you start like in the back, kind of like you're like in a house and it's during the day and you're walking around and it like the game is really unique.
Yeah.
Right? It's not like Telltale at all.
No.
Like you're like
No.
you can move things and you can pick things up, you can interact. It like almost flexes in that little tutorial house.
Yeah.
Like how exactly you play the game.
Yeah, and there's little things that you can do, just like you can pick shit up, try to toss it and catch it, and if you fail, you fail.
You're
you
done.
know what I mean? Yeah.
You're cooked.
Yeah.
So this is the spiel, the layout of how I want to handle Retro Recap.
Okay.
First, I'm going to give you I was alluding to it at the beginning, but now I'm going to give the full layout of what flashbacks really means. Okay? So flashbacks actually originally conceived as an idea, a duality idea, you know? Yes, please.
Yeah.
I'm probably going to crack another low-key just because we're going later in the night, having some of that ghosty. But initially, it was kind of like, whoa, okay, once we started the cast, our episodes are way longer than I thought they were. I was thinking in my head, we would have an average episode length of about 2 hours. And suddenly, instantly within the first 5 episodes, the average length was 4.
That's right.
And then it kept climbing, and, you know, we've had several episodes past the 5 hours.
That's right, buddy.
So, the idea came up of, okay, maybe not necessarily, like, cutting it.
Right.
I do like, the average length now is about 3. Okay?
Right.
I think that's about perfect. Low
I
key.
think so too.
I think it is for audience-wise because, you know, putting myself in people's shoes, as me listening to a podcast,
Right.
I'll be real, we live very busy lives. So, more content is amazing, especially like we can talk forever.
Right.
But the reality is, if we're making a consistent 4-hour plus podcast, most people, including myself, cannot consistently stay caught up on a 4-hour a month or episode podcast, because that's once a week, right?
Yeah.
On top of all the extra content
Right.
we're going to be pumping out.
That's right.
So I know for myself, the feeling of behind is not a good feeling, and that's how you can fall off, I think.
Yeah,
really,
I agree.
From consistent current content.
Yes.
Chapters, I think, like, really, I feel like through feedback from talking to some of our sponsors, most people are not utilizing the chapters, so I want to further encourage that, because the chapters are very designed for you. They're designed that, hey, if you just want to get from this podcast a weekly update from Josh and I, perfect. That's the beginning.
Yeah.
If you want the news, there's a news tab. If you want to hear your shout out, there's a shout out tab.
That's
if you want to get to the proverb, or you're like, I'm out of time.
Yeah.
Let's jump to the Proverb Spotlight, maybe even the class trial.
That's right.
Let's run through a recap.
Right.
You just want to hear the main topic, which is in the title.
Right.
Kind of, right? Kind of a play on words.
Yeah.
Jump to the main topic, right? But in that reality, my buddy Jake, who actually is a pretty avid podcast listener. I've honestly barely seen Jake since we used to work together, which was last season.
Yeah.
He used to only work Sundays with me.
Right.
This dude is on a Mikey level grind, okay?
No way.
Has a pretty much his own business.
Wow.
So he's working all the damn time.
Yeah.
Okay? Big respect to this guy. He's one of those guys that just is one of the nicest guys.
Yeah.
He's older than me, too, so I look up to him like an older brother.
Right.
And he's genuinely a G. And he's got, I think, 3 kids. I could be wrong. I'm so sorry if it's...
Tell him.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure it's 3.
Oh,
okay. And he married to, I think, like pretty much high school sweetheart. They've been together forever, right?
Wow.
Actually, his wife is best friends with his best friend's wife.
Right. Oh, that's crazy.
Isn't that crazy?
Yeah, that is
so it'd be like if you got married and that girl was best friends with my wife.
Right.
Like, that's their vibe, right? And they live right next to each other. Their families are all involved with the post. My owners have actually known Jake since he was a child.
Really?
Yes.
That's
so
crazy.
he, like, seeing the level of trust instantly when they get this guy to help me in the back bar, I'm like, what the heck?
Yeah,
Tina's literally just giving him anything he wants.
Yeah.
I'm like, and not in a way that's like, oh, envious?
Yeah,
just in a way
abusing,
of like, wait, they don't do that with
Yeah.
people. Who is this guy?
Yeah.
You know? But turns out, pretty damn special. Like, and it was like, oh, I've served him before.
Yeah.
During the summer, he'd like go out and actually like come hang at the bar when no one's there.
Right.
And back when I was serving, and he'd go out to the bull riding arena and they'd play that sandbag game that Robbie brought.
Oh, it's
Cornhole.
Cornhole. Yeah, you got it.
Right. So Jake brought to my attention. He's like, bro. So I'll be real. I love your guys' podcast. I'm not even a gamer.
Yeah.
But essentially, I only have like 45 minutes kind of a week to devote to listening. I don't have to commute very far sometimes, right? So you guys should come out with some way to make it like digestible.
Yes.
So that is the point of flashbacks.
What we're doing
for
here.
anyone who feels left behind, for anyone who like kind of just wants a summary of what happened,
of what we're doing.
This was your idea, Joshy, and me bringing it to you because we've been now cooking this for probably like 4 months.
Right.
Your idea was this should not be a premium content thing.
Agree.
It should be free because it should be a poll anyway.
Right.
It would be like just great to like really give a summary of what we're all about.
Right.
But it's specifically for our listeners.
That's right. That's right.
And not you don't have to pay to like get this special treatment. No.
Right.
Everyone gets
it's a part of
the Flashbacks Club.
Part of the pizza.
I mean? Part of the pizza.
That's right.
Part of the pie.
That's right.
So, Joshy, Flashbacks will be a recap. It'll start with retro recap.
Right.
And then it will just be a very brief, unstructured, untailored recap. Whatever we want to talk about.
I love it.
About the main topics.
The topics that we have.
Episodes.
I'm loving that.
Right? Because this will drop every 5 in increments of 5.
Right.
And as I was telling you, I think in pregame, there is a set schedule that is unique to every series we have.
Right.
Flash Bros is weekly.
Right.
This is every 5 episodes.
Right.
DLC is once a month.
Right.
One that is unnamed would be theoretically the last or first Sunday of the month.
Ooh.
Something like each one will be unique.
Yeah, I like it.
Yeah, bro. So I've been really excited to just really get here today. So with that being said, the layout for Retro Recap is going to be, I'm going to give you the tidbit of facts about the Retro Recap game, and then I have a plethora of information about it, okay?
Perfect.
And that's how I want to wrap it.
Yes.
So I want to start with our kind of just wheelhouse of experience or thoughts or whatever conversations we want to have.
Hell yeah.
Keep it very casual.
Yes.
And then when we're about wrapped up, I'll start reading, and if things come to mind, you want to interject, go for it.
Beautiful.
So, yeah, and to give you kind of a vibe.
Yes.
Okay? It's going to be other releases other than the initial release date.
Yes.
It's going to be an official description from like the back of the box.
Yes.
It's going to be kind of a brief summary of the game, pulled from generally like Wikipedia, but it might be like pulled from like other sources.
Sure.
Like maybe its own wiki page if I feel like it's done better.
Yeah.
A couple paragraphs, right?
I'm with it.
A brief of what the gameplay is from a analytical standpoint.
Right.
Okay? To really give probably a better picture than you and I could paint.
Sure.
And then
how do you know that? How do you know that?
We'll see.
We'll
vibe check, right? We'll see if you do it better or worse.
That's right.
And then I'll have to get into, because you and I, in keeping this also like a comprehensive kind of informative podcast.
Yes.
It's going to have a brief couple of paragraphs of development. So what happened behind the scenes.
Okay.
And that is going to wrap up Retro Recap.
Very cool. I'm
down?
ready for. Oh, I'm so ready.
Yeah. Oh, and I forgot. I also threw in awards. It's one.
Oh, wow.
Yeah,
okay,
like
cool.
Game Awards-esque.
Yeah,
Okay?
I like it.
So, from the top, Joshy, this was released initially on PlayStation 3, February 18th, 2010.
Was it exclusive?
Exclusive. Yeah, at launch. Right.
Look at
It
that.
came out to 2 other consoles at 2 other time periods.
Okay, gotcha.
You can guess what that is if you'd like.
I'm going to try.
You can guess right now. What do you think it came out on?
I'm thinking it came out on Xbox and PC.
Close.
Really?
PS4 and PC.
Oh.
Yeah. Actually,
it never touched
Quantic
Xbox.
Dream.
They're.
I think they're a second party.
Yeah.
Or in some way published by Sony.
You're so right. Actually, I should have known that. My little brother's super into all those games, and he bought a PS4. That was one of the reasons why. Because they're not on anything else.
PS4 had that one game
Detroit
too, right?
Become
Detroit
Human.
Become Human. So that brings me to another big point, actually. Perfect segue to the essence of what game we will be selecting for Retro Recap.
Yes.
This will be 100%. I am not having a vote.
Yes.
Just open for you to pick.
Okay.
Open for anyone to write in.
Beautiful.
As we grow, we'll probably just put out polls.
Yeah.
And then have just go with the best one.
Oh, hell yeah.
Yeah. So
That's
keep
That's perfect.
Right. We'll just talk about things that the people want to hear about.
The people want to hear.
So today's came from Mikey Sandoval.
Hey.
Sandoval 7. I shot him a text. I shot Johnny one too, and Johnny gave me an idea, and I'll keep that a secret for now because it's going in the back burner. It's
going to be there.
But we have touched on the one Johnny recommended.
Yes.
Probably more than once in the podcast before. So I don't think we've really gone in depth of Heavy Rain.
I don't think we ever have even talked about it.
Yeah,
at all.
perfect. Yeah. I wasn't sure if I thought maybe we did a retro recap before, but old style, where we just touched over it briefly.
That might be the case.
Yeah. So Mikey said actually in his text to me that he was reminded of the game and he played it back in the day because he's watching his son play through Detroit right now.
Oh, nice.
Yeah,
dude.
bro. That's sick. Yeah.
Tayden or someone else?
I think it's Landon.
Landon.
Yeah.
Nice.
You met him, right?
No. I haven't met the kids.
You've only met... Oh, you haven't met any of them?
No.
Oh, bet.
Not yet.
Someday, baby.
I met his mom, though.
Mikey's mom?
Mikey's mom.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I honestly thought you were memeing on me.
No.
You were talking about his wife,
I swear.
Andrea.
No.
Well,
I met Mikey's mom.
So freaking sweet.
She was sweet.
I love her.
She was very sweet.
Things just still gone right now. Cross country. She's coming back, I think, July.
Very cool.
So,
Welcome
Joshy,
back.
let's continue. The developer
Yes.
was. Because developers can change to, right?
No.
Yeah,
Publishers
it's a recap.
can change.
No, everything can change.
A developer can't change.
What if the development team isn't around anymore?
It would still have...
Would it be is?
I guess let's stick with was.
Let's stick with past tense because that's the theme anyway.
That's right.
Yeah, let's be...
It's a retro.
I got you. Yeah, perfect.
Got it.
Quantic Dream.
Yes.
Yes.
As
we pretty much talked about, the publisher, Sony Computer Entertainment.
There it
There it
is.
is, baby.
There it is.
I literally forgot I put that in.
Come on.
Reception, Metacritic gave it an 87 upon its release.
That's good.
And IGN gave it a 9 out of 10.
Ho ho.
Yeah, man. That's pretty good.
That's
pretty
really
damn
good.
I think it was
Holy
the highest
crap.
scoring score from like the major publications.
Wow.
I'm pretty sure. The genre is interactive drama / action adventure.
Action adventure?
Yeah.
I can see
So, Joshy, I'm going to open the floor.
Yes.
What do you want to say about Heavy Rain?
Well, I'll say I got some... like I said earlier, I got some good memories with it.
Okay.
Just because I remember it feeling like, back on the PS3, like it was almost like one of the most, like, innovative... I don't want to say
I
innovative.
agree.
I don't know what is a better word, but that's what it felt like. It felt like such a future of gaming type game where obviously as a kid it feels so infinite, you know what I mean? Or even back then, whenever I was extremely blown away by the graphics. That's what really hooked me at first. I remember there was a part where...
Beautiful.
Do you remember... What was the female character's name? Do you remember?
I'm going to be real. I do not remember any names.
Okay, I don't remember... I remember Jason was his son. Because you remember you had to keep pressing that button to scream his name at the mall? Jason! No, but later in the rain, it's Sean! But you go, Jason! And you run around
remember
looking
that.
for the red balloon, you know, because he gets a balloon and then Jason's running around and it literally says press X to yell Jason. I think it just says X Jason. And you literally...
I think I remember.
I
do remember the rain. I'm feeling the same way graphically.
That's
but the
later.
Rain looked so good for its time.
Yes.
Right? And like the individual particles that are like...
I was going to say, the female character, there's a scene where you have to, you know, there's all these, I don't want to say quick time events, but kind of, right? Yeah. Where you have to like put mascara on her. And I remember looking at it, and I was like, holy crap, these graphics are amazing.
Amazing.
And I have looked back recently, and it wasn't as good as I remember.
No, even the remastered
it just it
kind of highlights
it does.
Jaggedness. Yeah.
Yikes. But at the time, I remember it being like, holy crap, this is a video game.
Dude.
This is crazy.
I agree.
It also was one of the first, and I don't even know if this is true, Blade told me this was where characters could die, right?
That's right.
And they could just be gone out of the story.
They're gone.
Right.
Yeah.
And I remember
multiple endings.
Yes, multiple endings. And I remember that being such a crazy idea.
Such an idea, man.
Right? Because you're like...
This was ahead of its time.
I believe it because it was... I mean, you look back now, you know, it's a little rough around the edges, but at the time, that is all there really was.
This is before... Telltale
wasn't
Dead, like took everyone by storm.
Yeah,
right? And that was available on like every platform.
Yes,
like this.
Yes,
no, dude, this, and you know it stemmed from that Fahrenheit game, right?
Fahrenheit?
Yeah, have you heard of that? No. That's on Steam too.
Wait, is Fahrenheit the one that came before? Is it Quantum Dream?
Yes.
Okay.
It wasn't called Fahrenheit. It was called Indigo Prophecy.
Was it the one on the?
Yeah, I'm pretty sure.
Was it the one on the trilogy? There was a...
Yes, exactly.
The trilogy that was released on PS4?
Yeah, because it had the Ellen Page one. It wasn't Ellen Page, but there was that whole spiel about it with Beyond Two Souls.
Oh, yes. Okay.
You remember that?
Yeah, I do.
Yeah,
I do.
And she looked just like her.
Like literally identical?
Yes.
Why does that keep happening to Ellen Page?
Oh, wait.
No, I know what you're talking about. You're right. Oh, it actually?
It actually
was Ellen Page. You're so right.
That was Last of Us.
You're thinking of Last of Us.
Yeah.
Which, by the way, Ellie in the original does look weirdly like Ellen Page. You're absolutely so identical.
I'll also say right now, the game that Johnny brought up was The Last of Us, so it's crazy how that just came into existence.
Wow.
But
Connections.
But we've talked about it quite a bit. I feel like The Last of Us actually is going to get a full episode.
Once you finish two,
retro recap.
Once you finish two, I think I would even love to lead an episode.
Show? Yes, I would love for you to.
Of just like the impact of that story. But anyway.
Yeah, well, Johnny, just know that your desire will come true.
We are keeping it in the back burner for sure.
I think I hear food.
Did you?
Yeah, keep going unless I hear that knock on the door.
That's right.
Yeah.
That's right. That's when we'll cut it off.
Oh.
No, innovative for sure. Incredibly designed in a way where it was like, I don't even know how to explain it. It was like nerve-wracking kind of playing a story, not really knowing what was happening, because at the same time of it being a drama or intuitive, it was also kind of a murder mystery of sorts.
Yes.
And was very like, you really didn't know what, like, are these characters like speaking the truth the way that they try to say? You know, are these things happening the way these characters remember? Because if I do remember correctly, there was even just like a little bit of like drug abuse sprinkled in there.
Yes.
Where it was hallucinations and
the detective looking guy.
I thought it was the girl.
Maybe it was.
I thought it was the girl.
Was he the one who found it? Or was on her ass about it?
Yes, it was. Okay, that's what it was.
I remember him being involved.
Yes, but there were literally parts where it was like kind of hallucination-like. Memories weren't really adding up. And it was just really compelling.
It was.
From what I can remember, and obviously
I felt the same.
Okay, cool. Because that is... that I have a lot of positives looking back on it. And it kind of was, it was also one of those things where it was very adult as a video game. There was like full frontal nudity, and there was also just
I forgot about that.
Yeah,
right.
there was
you
also...
take a shower, right?
You can take a shower.
Right.
Yeah, and everything is... You can see everything. Yeah. And that was the first time I ever saw that in a video game, from what I can remember. Like, full frontal, you know? And it was also heavy stuff. No pun intended.
Was there some rain?
There was some rain. But it's about, like, a father losing his kids, dying, getting killed. And that is, or kidnapped from, you know, what the mystery of it, right?
Do you know the ending?
I think I do.
Okay.
I think just from, like, pop culture, I just have, like, absorbed it.
For sure.
Yeah.
We'll get to the plot, and if it doesn't say, I'll give a spoiler alert. And I know the ending because I don't know that I have much more to add because I don't really remember. I remember loving the experience.
Yeah.
I remember it definitely was a game I put down and didn't pick back up, as opposed to I put it down to not pick it back up.
Pick it up.
Yeah, I definitely was like, oh, I want to be all in on this, right?
I feel it.
Food has arrived. Let's leave right now. We're gonna have a little roommate celebration. Adrel's here with the food, baby. Let's go. All right, we are finally and officially back.
Woo!
Josh and I enjoyed a lot of quality time with Adrel.
We had an awesome time.
And then we cracked into Smash Flash.
Yeah, I had to play some Flash. Come on.
And we had some fire matches.
Absolutely
fire matches.
Some crazy.
I think the only one I didn't like is the Sheik versus Zelda. Because,
over Falcon?
Honestly, I learned a lot from that match. Yeah. Because I mean,
learned that Falcon is really good.
Yeah, I mean, I guess, like, you know, even me from a couple of years ago, I could take that as like, oh my gosh, I literally just got creamed or I didn't move.
Right.
But I put an input every time. So I really learned that, like, Bowser Jr. has very little immediate moves.
Yeah.
His spacing is everything. You obviously were Falcon, and you're able to close that gap so fast.
Falcon's just busting in that.
But I could see how Bowser Jr., like, if you literally weren't Falcon, it would be a different match.
His spike just comes out so quick.
Everything is so quick, bro.
Oh my gosh.
Bowser Jr. needs, like, wind up a little bit, right? Same thing with, like, I felt like that Ike match was really strong.
Yeah.
But if you were a faster character,
right?
Like, it was kind of the same stage. So now it is very late.
Yes, it is.
Yeah, approaching a new might be approaching a new record.
Oh,
to be honest, so? For
what was our last one?
I think it was 2 a.m. Just passed. We're at 1:46, so we're not far.
We're gonna beat it. We're gonna beat it, baby.
Yeah. So, Joshy, I think coming back into Heavy Run. I think I'm just gonna cut into the tidbit of info I have here.
Hell yeah!
Because I feel like I'm good adding anything. I feel like this is pretty much gonna sum up my thoughts. Probably.
I feel pretty good on it too.
So let's dive into the rest of what I got here for us today.
Let's do it.
Let's start with the official description from the U.S. box office.
Wait, more like tonight.
Tonight, baby.
At night. We should say that when we get really late.
Night. Yeah,
that's what it is.
Absolutely do that. Well, we have to start every round of Flash Ultimate after 10 o'clock.
Yes.
Right?
That's right.
Okay. On the box art.
Yes.
Subtitle.
That's right.
How far will you go to save someone you love?
Oh, I'm intrigued.
Experience. Oh, I should do it with an accent, right? Yeah. I'm just gonna, like, imagine I'm in the Xenoblade universe. All right, we're like lawns. All right.
Yeah.
Experience a gripping psychological thriller filled with innumerable twists and turns, where choices and actions can result in dramatic consequences. Spawning 4 days of mystery and suspense, the hunt is on for a murder known only as the Origami Killer.
Oh.
Named after his macabre calling card? What
the fuck?
Macabre calling card.
What's that?
Of leaving behind folded paper shapes at crime scenes.
Ooh, very dangerous.
4 characters, each following their own leads and with their own motives, must take part in a desperate attempt to prevent the killer from claiming a new victim.
Oh my goodness! Like I said, it's like a murder mystery.
It exactly is, right?
Yeah.
So from Wikipedia, says that the game features 4 protagonists involved with the mystery of the origami killer, a serial killer who uses extended periods of rainfall to drown his victims. The player interacts with the game by performing actions highlighted on screen related to the motions on the controller.
That's right.
Right? And in some cases, performing a series of quick time events, as you mentioned. The player's choice and actions during the game affect the narrative.
Oh my goodness, that's a crazy idea.
Crazy, man. A little behind the scenes. Game developer David Cage wrote the 2,000-page script.
Holy shit.
2,000, bro.
That's insane.
Acted as director for the 4 years of development.
Wow.
Traveled to Philadelphia to research the setting.
Wow.
Intended to improve upon that which was flawed in his 2005 game Fahrenheit.
What was his name again?
His name is David Cage.
Wow, man, put in work.
He was I think he also led pretty much every other project that they've led on. I think the latest being Detroit. Yeah.
Yeah. He's the visionary.
He's the visionary, literally. So composer Norman Corbell, wrote the score, which was recorded at Abbey Road Studios. The game was released for PlayStation 3, February 3rd, 2010. And blah, blah, blah. The rest I'm going to lay out in the next sections here. Okay, gameplay. Heavy Rain is an interactive drama and action adventure game, which the player controls 4 different characters. Blah, blah, blah. You know what? We're going to skip gameplay because I feel like we got the gist.
I think we got it.
Yeah, it's kind of, it goes into
about it.
It just goes in more depth of how to actually play, but I think it doesn't really
need to. Yeah.
Let's go into development. Ooh. All right? Because I'll be real.
Yes.
I recommend this game. Yeah,
you do?
I do. Yeah, I haven't even beaten it, but I think if anyone would like a game like this, a story-based, Oxenfree, Telltale, definitely think they would love this game. Oh,
yeah. I was gonna say, if you like Detroit Become Human, you probably will.
You will absolutely love it. You will actually see where Detroit came from.
That's what I'm gonna say. Mm-hmm. It's definitely something. It's hard to recommend now. I don't know. How much better?
Should you prioritize this? Absolutely not.
I was gonna say because with things like Until Dawn, and I
my gosh, you're absolutely right.
Like it's
the Quarry is.
If I was gonna say like, hey, but if you played all those, you love Detroit Become Human, I would absolutely say.
I'd say Telltale Minecraft Story Mode before.
Oh
this,
you love that one.
I'll be honest. Yeah, it's just peak, bro. Yeah, Ruben. Like, seriously. Yeah, the pig. He's he's like Hawk, all right?
Is he?
But he doesn't talk.
Does he talk? Oh, okay.
But he's a hero, bro.
Is he?
I want to get into...
Does he have any
I think he gets suited up like an endgame because very kind of last boss of season 1 in the original story mode. It's 5 seasons. The season 1, it wraps with this kind of giant... I can't remember, it was called something, but it basically looked like a Hydra as a dark, like, nebula cloud.
Wow.
Okay, so, like, kind of mythical, kind of how can you kill this thing?
Yeah.
But
I think I've seen it. It has, like, teeth, doesn't it?
Yeah, it literally has 3 heads.
Yeah.
It's crazy looking.
Yeah.
So we'll just say Ruben is the hero, and that's all I'm going to say because you got to see the story. I cried. I'll be honest. Joshy, I want to dive into real quick the behind the scenes.
Okay.
The politics behind the development of Heavy Rain.
Yes.
So, prior to Sony's involvement, the game was actually pitched to Microsoft, which rejected it for its themes of child abduction.
That is true.
At E3 2016, developer Quantic Dream revealed Heavy Rain, the casting, a tech demo running on the PlayStation 3. Wow. It was created in less than 3 months, including the game engine, script, casting, motion capture, and R&D.
Wow.
This guy went crazy for 3 months, man. Are you serious? The demo, though not intended for the public eye, made its appearance at Sony's behest. Impressed with the actress involved, writer and director David Cage gave Aurélien Bonsalon, the part of Lauren Winter. Taking over 4 years to make, it had development, marketing, and distribution budget of about 40 million euro because this is a European-based company. But that's a big budget, all right?
Wow.
And a 2,000-page long script, as we mentioned.
If I'm not mistaken, it takes place in America, though, I thought.
It does in Philadelphia. So he actually like flew over.
So it was kind of
America.
it was like a kind of a foreign place to him.
Mm-hmm.
Interesting.
Yeah, isn't that really cool?
Yeah, I didn't know that.
I learned a lot putting this in here. That's why I kind of like love the format. And I want to know what you think too. Remember Wrapped with Retro Recap? Kind of like this new format. I'll continue. Heavy Rain required 170 days of filming, shooting.
170.
More than 70 actors and stuntmen, and 60 additional days to animate the faces of 50 actors. It had 60 sets and 30,000 animations.
Oh my goodness. It's quite a bit.
This is big. This is so big for its time. It's unreal, right?
That's
Think
quite a lot.
how far we came from like Ocarina of Time and like Pixel.
Oh my goodness.
Or even Final Fantasy VII.
Think about how far we've come since ukulele.
Yeah, man.
Oh my God. Jesus, ukulele.
Yeah, Replayly.
I can't believe it.
I cannot pronounce this guy's name. It looks almost French. CFO of Quantic Dream claimed it was the most ambitious motion capture project for a video game yet.
I believe it.
The beginning of the game was inspired by an incident where Cage briefly lost his son in a mall.
In a mall.
Mall. My bad. I'm like, whoa. He shipped him off?
He shipped his son.
Which made him reflect on what it means to love your son. Bless you, bro. This led to the tagline, how far are you prepared to go to save someone?
I didn't know that was a personal experience. I will say that beginning, it is kind of terrifying because it does feel very real. Because it's not like a scary environment. You're in a mall with a lot of people and you're just trying to get to your son, right?
Yes.
You know what I mean?
No, I do. Yeah.
Interesting.
I was just kind of skimming too to
I was
see
gonna
if
say,
there's
something
anything else we gotta talk about with it, but I will fast forward through the meat here and say that to keep the game from being boring, scenes were intentionally short. The first design for Heavy Rain was a makeshift motion controller. However, it was not that thought feasible at the time.
Okay.
And different levels of difficulty were implemented to appeal to a broader.
What do they mean, a motion controller?
It seems like they were actually in initial development
making
their own. Yeah, I either like adapting to Sony's tech or making their own tech is kind of what it sounds like.
Very ambitious.
Very, very ambitious.
This is giving me a lot of respect for Heavy Rain, a lot more than I had.
Same. I kind of like got the gist of this at the time. In fact, I think I was listening to podcasts when the remake or the remaster of this
the
came
remaster
out.
For PS4.
And I got it like a behind the scenes like kind of look at like the heart that goes into Quantic Dream, right? And the vision, and it seems really like a visionary, like you said.
Absolutely.
I think I am good to really wrap the politics there. If anything, like if there's drama, I really don't care. Like this is just kind of deserves some praise, you know?
Yeah, I was gonna say. I mean, it's understandable if Microsoft was like, "Yeah, we're good."
Yeah,
because it's dark. You know what I mean? That's a dark idea. Child abduction,
very,
and should be, treated with a level of respect. And if this guy, which it seems like he's taking a very personal spin on it, if he didn't care as much,
honestly, is the right approach.
I completely agree.
Yeah.
Well, that's what makes good media. In general, I say that all the time.
Oh yeah.
But that's just anything.
We talk about Oda.
Anything
like,
good.
Yeah,
yes.
Absolutely.
Takahashi.
Yes, dude. Let's wrap Joshi with the awards.
Yeah.
Okay. And this is not going to be the nominees. It's just what the game actually won award wise. Okay. And these all were within like the year it came out.
Okay.
For the most part. So
you say the year up that came out?
What? I sure did, baby, because the first is the European Game Award.
What?
Won Best European Adventure.
Ooh.
And then Develop Awards, it won Best New IP.
Ooh.
Japan Game Awards, it won Game Designers Award.
Oh, wow.
At the 7th British Academy Video Game Awards.
Dang, it won a lot of awards, huh?
It did.
Wow.
Technical Innovation, Original Music, and Story. 10th Annual National Academy of Video Game Trade Reviewers Awards.
Ooh.
That is a mouthful.
It absolutely is.
It won 5.
Wow.
Direction in New Game Cinema,
Jeez.
Game Design for a New IP, Innovation in Gameplay, Lighting and Texturing, and a new original game.
Wow.
Yeah.
I'm loving it.
And the 11th Annual Game Developers Choice Awards. outstanding achievement in visual engineering, outstanding innovation in gaming, and outstanding achievement in original music composition.
Wow.
The only thing I didn't include, because it won 2 awards for the music, apparently the composer was only given like 3 months to actually make the music.
Wow.
Yeah, I think I briefed that. I could be wrong, but it would be buried in the article. So I'm good to wrap it there. Well, I want to know kind of your thoughts on if you like the formatting now.
Oh, I love it.
Retro Recap.
Yeah. Cool. I love it. Wrapping on Heavy Rain though, I'll say this is probably a game I won't revisit. If not ever, or if not soon.
Yeah.
But I have a tremendous amount of respect for it.
I completely agree.
And I'm glad it was made, because think about all the things that have been able to come out since its success. You know what I mean?
Yes.
Definitely inspired a lot of stuff.
In this genre.
I
bet you anything, Xenoblade took note.
Oh, yeah.
Right? Like interactive story. Like this
was Xenoblade before or after?
Xenoblade's after.
Wait. Sure?
This is 2010, right? So Xenoblade the original is 2009, but also think about
2010. Oh,
the original.
It came out
on the
in
Wii.
2009,
2009. Yeah. And the Wii got in 2010, right? A year later?
That's right.
Or maybe 2 years later?
It was 2 years.
Okay, so it was 2011.
So I guess it was 2011,
yeah. Maybe it was 2008 and 2010. I think
it was 2010 here.
Yeah. I think that sounds right.
Yeah.
Yeah, so I bet it was 2008, 2009.
That's crazy.
Something like that, bro. Yeah. But yeah, I'm good to wrap it there. Like,
I'm good to wrap it there too.
Let's approach what is the meat, if you will, of the podcast, Joshy.
Yes.
I'm actually going to pause real quick.
What the bleep?
I'm just saying, Joshy, in what reality did, like, Padme actually exist? Hear me out.
Let me think about it. Who's Padme?
That's what I'm saying.
Wow.
Yeah.
You got us all.
Well,
Mandela effect.
I think George Lucas did. I think he ultimately had the last laugh.
He ultimately did.
You know
Flash
Joshy?
ultimately. Yeah.
Well,
it's time.
It's officially time, Joshy.
In the meats.
We are at episode 1 of Flashbacks. So today's flashback, my brother, is going to be a recap of episodes 41 through 44 of the Flash Bros podcast, specifically season 3, which we're in now. Nice. This section, as I said in retro recap, kind of the patch notes.
Right.
There's a fan voted type of
content.
Concept. Yes. Yeah, and content. And so I wanted to really make this as unstructured as humanly possible.
I'm with you 100%.
This is actually what I thought of.
Yes.
I have listed in front of me the 4 episodes with the title of the actual episode.
Oh,
right?
I see.
Along with the episodic descriptions I have with each episode.
Very cool.
So I feel like the format is going to follow me. Starting with the top, this is going to be episode 41.
Yes.
Remembrance.
Yes.
And I'm going to give you the tidbit. And I feel like knowing you, that will pull out anything you want to talk about with that episode 100%. And with the main topic.
Yeah. Yes.
And we will just let it unfold naturally. And when we feel like we want to move on, we'll move on.
I'm so with it, Sam.
With it? Yeah. And I'll even be honest, Joshy.
Perfect.
Yes, I think we should... In general, like, this is kind of a recap and a look back. Mm-hmm. However, I do also think there's merit to talk about current states of whatever we were talking about.
I'm also 100%.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Because that's kind of a beauty. It's like slightly just revisiting a concept. Mm-hmm. Maybe we feel differently. Maybe something changed, right?
For sure.
And we had a lot of news episodes, right? So that stuff changes as well.
I'm so with it.
Following?
Oh, I'm following.
Okay. All right.
I'm following like a baby duck.
Buckle in, Joshy. We are at episode 41, which is titled Remembrance. The description follows Summer Games Fest kicks off this weekend, sparking all the buzz, rumors, and hope for what's on the horizon in the gaming industry as the new age E3.
Oh.
The Nintendo 3DS shares the spotlight this week, being a top console for the Flash Bros, along with the debut of Flash Ultimate.
Oh, yeah.
We started Flash
kind
Ultimate
of amazing
in episode 41.
41.
It's only been 4
a little bit
episodes.
Of time. Wow.
Well, this would be the 5th.
Yeah, this is the 5th. Perfect, by the way.
Yeah.
Perfect little rounder. This is all working out perfectly.
Way to like bring it full circle from the top.
Yes, I completely agree. So this was our 3DS episode we did. Basically. We pulled out our logs.
Yes.
And we saw, do you remember what your number 1 was?
Ooh.
Didn't you write it down?
I think I did write it down.
You did.
Should we go off memory, though? Do you remember your number 1 was?
Yes. Animal Crossing.
I think my number 1 was Fire Emblem.
Was it? Mine was definitely Animal
could
Crossing,
be
remember? Because I had like 400 and something hours in there.
400 something.
It was something like that.
I thought you had like almost 1,000 on something.
Maybe that was
Maybe
Animal
like
Crossing.
600. Maybe it was. Because it was above Tomodachi Life.
Yeah,
right?
Tomodachi Life was, I think, number 3.
Oh my gosh, you know what's crazy?
Oh, it was a different book.
I started this notebook on episode 42.
No way.
Let's keep it a mystery, my friend.
Yeah, let's keep it a mystery. So, what
I believe it was Awakening.
Do you not have your old notebook?
Oh yeah, it's
You might as well, just for the people who weren't able to see the
let's
episode.
look, because this was a really fun, spontaneous part of the episode.
Very much was.
Very was, bro.
It very was.
It really was. Okay,
very
let's
was.
look back. So I got episode 35 here when we did the fast food.
Yes, we did.
We will get back to that.
Oh my gosh, you're right. We did.
Oh, what? Oh man, you know what?
What's happening?
I temporarily made this notebook.
Oh
which
my
is
god!
Like my keep my life. Oh,
hey, happy little surprise!
I forgot to put a little buckaroon for
Sam just opened up his book and there's $100 bill in there.
Thank you, past me,
yeah,
bro.
you're getting paid.
That's so funny.
Nice, man.
Yeah, dude. Wow.
Let me check if it's real.
You know when you like find money in your pocket and you're like, wow, thank you.
Right.
You know, because you just kind of forget about it.
It is real, by the way.
Oh yeah. Well, I check all my bills. Come on.
Do you? Oh yeah, you have to.
I literally. Yeah.
You accept hundreds at your bar?
Yeah.
Wow.
I actually get a lot.
Really?
Hundos and 50s, and I try to consolidate. Like, just take everything I got and,
right,
condense it down.
Right.
Because I'm much less likely to spend a hundo than I am to spend a 20.
It's such a wild look.
Dude, I don't know
what's
where
happening.
It is. I don't know. I put it in... I definitely wrote it down, but I think I wrote it down in a place that I just am tripping. I thought it was in this notebook, but I have no idea, Joshy.
Huh.
Wow, yeah, because it definitely starts with episode 42. Huh.
That's wild.
That is wild.
Well, I guess those things aren't important. Why don't we talk about what our number 1 was, right?
Yeah.
And also just some quick ideas.
That's what I'm saying. So, yeah
on what we
I
what
believe
we're
my
thinking
number 1 was Awakening, but I want to say that probably, if I'm being honest, I definitely Fire Emblem was such a peak experience in the 3DS. Like, I don't know. I mean, I wouldn't put it past them, but Three Houses was kind of exceptional for what it was. But there's something about the traditional classic Fire Emblem of pixel art. Okay?
Yes.
And the 3DS was peak, bro. Like, the design, amazing. I definitely went ham in Awakening.
Yes.
However, that's not my favorite.
Right.
I even think I enjoyed the next game more, which is Fates.
Fates.
Yeah, with Corrin.
With Corrin.
Yeah, and it's like a 3-part story. They had like Rebirth, Conquest, and
yes,
if you beat both, there's a third story that's DLC.
Right.
That's literally like a connection, a missing link between the two, and it's a third parallel of like, I choose neither.
Isn't there a girl named Camille?
Yeah,
Camille?
that's she's from the Conquest. The Nor versus the Hoshido.
Yeah,
sure.
That's the only character I know.
Well, isn't there a dude too with a sword who's a spirit?
Probably.
Yeah, it's like a jagged, like electric sword.
Yeah.
You know,
I just remember because the reveal trailer. Do you remember the reveal trailer?
I don't think I do.
It's POV, and your character like jumps into Camille's boobs.
Yeah.
Like she hugs you, and you're like.
I think I do. Unfortunately, remember that.
I just remember that because.
And I think Fire Emblem was really rubbing me the wrong way.
I was in high school at the time.
Yeah.
And so I was like a freshman or a.
So I was rubbing you the right way.
It was rubbing me perfectly, actually. In fact, no, but all my friends were like, "Oh my gosh, Camille."
Yeah, those fake ass Fire Emblem fans, bro.
Dude, I mean, they would play the games, but they were there for the titties.
Yeah, well,
because their favorite character
that's not what Fire Emblem is all
about. Awakening was Thatcha. Tharja?
Tharja. And you know the fuck thing about Tharja?
Huh.
Tharja is not sexualized in any way. As sexualized
bullshit.
as Camille is.
I'm calling bullshit.
No, listen. Camille, you just said, very sexualized thematically.
In the trailer, you jump at her boobs.
I know. That's what I'm saying. But that's Camille. Tharja is a side character you get like halfway through the story. Yeah. She is not... I think she's in Awakening. I don't even think she's in
That's what I said. She's in Awakening.
Yeah.
So that was who my friends would talk about.
Not sexualized in the actual game.
She's like in a bikini.
Dude, that is not in that game. That's like...
That's in Awakening. I swear.
That's in Awakening?
I swear.
Well, that's dumb.
I might have to delete my search history, but I'm going to look it up.
No, don't look it up. We're detracting too much.
But I love Tharja.
No. The Tharja...
Yeah, there's a color for... Lucina has a color for her.
Tharja's like too edgy.
Too edgy?
Edgy, yeah.
You think she's like... Because she's like a goth girl?
Yeah.
When they made her spirit, they cropped it like this.
Oh, yeah. And that's how it looks in the game when you're talking to her. That's like a portrait, right?
Right.
Yeah.
Yes.
I love the art style for Awakening.
Yes.
And I think it was the same art style for like all the 3DS
Fate?
ones, to be honest. Yeah.
That's beautiful.
Really, really good, yeah.
You know what I love the art style of? Animal Crossing.
Yeah, I honestly appreciate it so much.
I loved it.
Yeah.
Even before, it had all those nice, pretty graphics.
You did.
I put so many hours into that game.
Like Persona. Because have you seen... Like,
because it's like more simplified back then. And they're kind of like... They're not like... They're like chibier than they were.
Even like character model design.
Yeah.
Right?
They're not like...
The difference between 5 and 4 is insane.
Yeah.
Right?
I believe
it. So, Animal Crossing, it got really beautified.
Yeah.
I love the
Absolutely. It's actually funny, when I booted it up on the episode Remembrance,
yes,
I was like, damn, this game is not good looking.
No.
It was also like it was like nighttime when we did it, and it was like a smoggy day.
For sure.
But at the same time...
But you know New Leaf was a test ground for New Horizons.
Absolutely.
Right? It is new on both, isn't it?
New Leaf
and New Horizons. That's such a meme.
I thought that was so funny, because if you look up Animal Crossing new, it'll just be... Yeah. Why would 2 games be new? I don't like it. Anyway,
hate it, actually.
It's fantastic.
Actually, I do want to say, though, I think, if I'm being honest, my peak 3DS experience was Pokemon. Was Omega Ruby. Was falling in love with Pokemon again in a way Black and White didn't make me fall in love. I got back into Pokemon.
You didn't fall in love with Black and White?
Listen, I got back in to Pokemon just before Black and White.
Right.
In Heart Gold, Soul Silver.
Right.
Something about the essence of Black and White, I think it was because I was so fresh off that train. I don't know. I don't
understand that with you.
I don't either, because I loved Black and White when I played it.
I feel like
when I played X and Y, dude, I was all in. I was all about
X and Y on the 3DS.
Yeah, I was all about Xerneas and Yveltal and this whole concept. I was all about Megas. Like, that was unlocking new Pokemon. Then they came out with my literal, like, my 2 favorites, right? Is Gen 2, Gen 3. It was a remake with Megas.
Yeah. So did I ever tell you about when I made YouTube videos about leaks for Pokemon?
Yeah, you did. Yeah.
Did I tell you about that?
Yeah. This is long time ago.
Yeah, long time ago.
Are we plugging?
No, I'm not gonna plug it. But all these right here were all stuff I made. And
1.4 thousand?
They were all correct. So this one
they were all correct.
Yeah, they were all correct. And even this is like fan art done of like a leak of Greninja. Dude, I don't even think that's... I mean, it doesn't look that real, but you can see how blurry they were.
Yeah.
And,
dude,
holy crap. I was riding that wave. I was so excited for every single thing. I remember waiting for just like news to come out. And I really enjoyed it.
Yeah.
I think that's one that I had so much enjoyment. And then looking back, I kind of almost look at it with the opposite of rose-colored glasses.
Ooh.
You know what I mean?
I know exactly what you mean.
Do you know what I mean, though?
Yeah, right. And it's like you can be blinded by the newness, by the nostalgia.
Yes.
Like,
especially if we get another game with 3D models again. The same 3D models, right? Better graphics, those kind of things. You look back at X and Y and you're like... I remember being disappointed when I played it of Team Flare. I didn't really find them that compelling.
I have struggled with the opposing team. I'm not gonna lie, Joshy. Like nothing hits like Team Rocket and Team Aqua and Magma. Seriously,
I'll tell you what hits: Team Galactic and Team Plasma. Those two teams are so good. Cyrus at the top of Team Plasma, being this like cold, edgy like leader who like, and they're all wearing these crazy ass suits. First off, I think Team Plasma is the best team ever written. The lore is incredibly crazy. One of your rivals is like the heir to their throne. They have like weird religious beliefs where they're like and they're like the only ones you can get behind.
Yeah.
Right? Well, it's not about power, it's not about money, it's not about flooding the earth or drying the oceans. It's like, hey, Pokemon should not be abused and caught in balls.
I loved the concept.
Crazy.
I did. But I'm telling you, there's something about Giovanni. There's something about Giovanni's son.
Cyrus didn't give you that feeling?
There's something about Team Aqua and Magma and just this eerie sense of evil that...
You're not wrong.
To me, it's probably it's probably the rose tinted glasses.
I think it is.
But
and I think
because I think you're objectively right, actually. But
objectively, maybe. But also,
I'm just saying,
I'm with you.
It's almost like that's one of the very few evolution of Pokemon concepts that nothing can just top them for me.
I am with you.
You know what I mean?
I'm with you, but I also think the funny thing is, I think those are the exact same as your first and second Pokemon game, right? No, you played Gold, which is still Rocket, right?
Team Rocket.
Okay. My first two Pokemon games were Plasma, and so we are both looking at with rose tinted glasses.
You're absolutely
Can we agree on one thing? Team Skull was amazing.
I did love the silliness of
They
Team Skull
were a breath
so
of
much.
fresh
And the music,
fucking air.
They were
Guzma.
Yes.
The music.
Yes.
The grunts. How stupid
that
they
was
were.
Sword and Shield, yeah.
No, that was Sun and Moon.
Sun and Moon.
Yep.
Yeah, which I'll be
Or they
real,
had this.
I did love Sun and Moon, which also was on the 3DS.
That was probably my favorite Pokemon experience on the 3DS because they got rid of gyms. And it was so fresh.
I love gyms, but
I
agree.
Those island challenges, they are gyms.
Yeah.
But it's like, how do you just make something super fresh? I loved Solgaleo. Is that his name? I love that you become friends with the actual legendary before it's the legendary. It's so great.
I love the Tapus.
I love Tapus.
Some of my favorite. Salazzle is one of my favorite new age Pokemon designs. The Alolan Pokemon.
I was going to say, the starters are peak.
Yeah, oh yeah.
Decidueye, Incineroar. The other one.
I have one complaint about this. Samurai. I have one complaint about the freaking starters. Which is that they're all bless you, bro.
Thank you, buddy.
Yeah, my bad.
Yeah,
they're all slow. I don't know why they chose to do this. Usually starters, a part of their stat range is usually they're fast.
Yeah.
Venusaur is like a standout. I never used
any besides Incineroar.
Venusaur is faster than all of the starters from Alola.
Wow.
Yeah.
Yeah, but does he have
no
a multi-type?
Whatever you're gonna say.
A multi-type?
No. Yeah, he does. Venusaur.
Fuck, he
Grass
does.
Poison.
Shit.
Wrong
He's the
question.
only one of the OGs, huh?
Oh no, Blastoise is the only mono.
Oh, you're so right. Charizard is.
That's right, bro.
Fuck.
Yeah, well,
I have nothing.
I
have nothing anyway.
I'm gonna be real. I think this is basically all we got for the recap of episode 41.
Yeah.
Because the other half of the main topic was us anticipating
highlights, which
some were true and some did not.
I wanted Tomodachi World.
I think we really wanted Switch 2 announcements too.
I think we definitely did.
Yeah, and I'll be real. I still think Metroid Prime 4 Beyond. Yes. I still think Metroid Prime 4 is going to be like a Switch 2 simul release or an enhanced experience.
Yeah, why would they go 2025?
I would be shocked. However, still wouldn't put it past Nintendo. They still put out Luigi's Mansion Remake on the 3DS and the Switch is out.
That is such a good point.
Let's not put it past them.
But Breath of the Wild,
they did.
They basically pushed that on to being a Switch game.
Anything is possible.
Anything is possible. Anything is possible.
Let's hit
the next episode.
I also plan to make a timestamp for each episode. Of recap. Okay,
Yes,
to kind of just make it easy. If maybe you missed this
Whoever
one
wants to-
episode,
yeah,
right?
yeah.
You just hop back to this section real quick. So, Joshy, episode 42 is Apple Intelligence.
Oh, how could I
Yes,
forget?
sir. So let me hit the tidbit.
Hit it.
Summer Games Fest was just one of many events to take over the headlines this past week. It was another headline episode.
Another one.
Coinciding with the Xbox Game Showcase, Ubisoft Forward, and IGN Live, among several other events traditionally unified under the umbrella of E3. Meanwhile, Apple's annual developer conference presented what they've got cooking. I should have put been cooking. It should be in past tense. But bringing both massive excitement and concern for the continual progression of technology in each passing generation, based on the conversation you and I had about it.
Yeah, well said, by the way.
Thank you, bro.
That's well written.
I actually really take pride in a lot of the writing.
You should. It's well put together.
And by the way, no AI.
Hey!
No AI, you hear that?
That's the only place we can say that, because during this whole conversation, it's
not looking
pretty AI focused.
Yeah, to be honest.
Yeah.
And I think I can summarize a nutshell.
Yes.
If you want to expand, please do.
I absolutely will.
I think the general conversation and consensus you and I have is to be honest with you, even going beyond like the conversations you and I have as roommates and as people, off-cast and on-cast, feel good about your work. Feel good about what you do. The more you have other things run systems for you, the less you're going to feel involved in whatever it is.
Oh, yeah. Oh, yeah.
So
what I'll say, too.
Yeah.
We should...
Yeah, that's all I want to say, actually.
We should break down what was announced, too, just in case people missed it. Just a lot of... it was iOS 17, if I'm not mistaken.
Yes.
iOS 17 is going to include, right?
Yep.
If I'm not mistaken.
You're not mistaken.
It's going to include OpenAI.
Yep.
Which is...
ChatGPT will be on board. Completely
available to the brand new update.
Yes. And I'll even reiterate, it's easy. There's no... Your Apple ID hides your identity within their system. It's a partnership. Apple has purchased a portion of ChatGPT or a partnership.
Yes.
And so you will have access to the entirety of the free version of ChatGPT built into your phone. And that means everything that you are also communicating with ChatGPT, it will also do on your behalf, which is kind of beyond what ChatGPT can actually do.
Can do now.
Yes. Right. Actually, it's quite a bit beyond.
Yes.
It will upgrade what you know as Siri to something completely different.
An actual AI chat bot, basically.
Yes.
Yeah, so... I got a lot of strong feelings about the idea of AI. To be honest, to summarize everything that I was trying to say, is pretty simple. Humans need to just struggle. Art and everything that comes with it, communication, should be difficult. And that's what kind of makes it
if creativity was easy, everyone would do it.
Why?
It'd be too much. It'd be in abundance.
Why are people in a rush, such a rush, it feels like, to push this idea of taking the creative power away from the person? And I'm not just talking like drawing up art, creating AI music, creating AI voices, those kind of things. I'm talking everything. AI planning, AI text, AI writing, those kind of things. It's like, what are we trying to value here?
Yes.
Are we valuing our time and our patience so much above every other aspect of our lives? Like, that's just not really something that I think should be overvalued. There are things that deserve to take time to make, and that's what makes some things beautiful. That's just the truth.
I agree.
And that comes with a lot of other ideas, right? Because we're not just talking work. We're not just talking planning. We're talking luxury. We're talking these ideas of maybe it is a little tough to learn things, or maybe it's a little tough to have to do things, right? So they're that holds more value, correct? Mm-hmm. Like if there is a difficulty in something. And so I just feel like we're in this rush, this weird race to get to the most rat race to just optimize our lives, quote unquote optimize our lives to a degree.
That's the advertisement anyway.
Yeah, to a degree of like, to what end?
To what end?
Why even fight?
I'll even
for this.
Be real, Joshy.
Be real.
I'm actually really a believer that the more you try to perfect every system in your life, the more you will realize it is a never-ending road.
Absolutely.
Because like you're always growing, life is always changing. How can you plan for what hasn't happened yet? How can you plan beyond that first plan because the first plan still hasn't happened yet, right? Like it's like shortcutting living life should not be something that should be like, I don't know, the fleeting pipe dream, if you will.
Sure.
And that's also coming from a person where I think I've wanted that pipe dream.
Of course.
For a lot of my life.
Of course.
You know? It's kind of like, I feel like you're in a place now too where like you've grown and seen this is why you're coming to this approach of like this is very dangerous and the average person probably shouldn't have access to this.
The average public should not have and I say public, but it's a phone is a luxury item. No, it's not. An iPhone is a place a household item. It's not a luxury item, right? And Apple knows that, right? That's not some kind of crazy idea that I'm bringing up here.
This is coming from, Apple is the biggest distributor of phones and has been for a minute.
Absolutely. And there's even this kind of cultural thing, at least in Arizona, America, where I know, where you kind of just have an iPhone.
Yep.
You know, there's no monopoly. You could get an Android, but you're going to send those green texts? Come on. You're not going to get
most people who have Androids are just choosing to have an Android and in opposition of iPhone.
In opposition. Instead of
like
the traditional, what do you get? An iPhone.
Yeah.
Right? And so it's not just we're not looking at it like it's just a single person. This is groups, like I'm talking massive.
Yes.
The public.
Yes.
That's what I'm saying. Public and the public's future and the kids who come into this one. And it's just disappointing.
Dangerous.
It's disappointing. It's dangerous because there is a lack of struggle that I see in our future, and that does not make me happy. And already having the ability to generate art or voices of voice actors, Megan Thee Stallion was getting praised, which is crazy to say. She hired Yuji Itadori's voice actor to be on one of her songs as like an intro.
Okay,
it's pretty cool.
Okay.
But a lot of people thought it was like an AI voice at first, right? And she's getting praised for it, for paying an actor to use his voice, right? To record his voice. We're at this point where that actor is not needed, right? You really don't need him. That's the idea.
That's so sad, bro.
It is.
It's
not going to end it
right.
That
also,
either, by the way.
To be honest, like, okay, what fruits have we seen grow from AI? And most are very sour, right? And us playing a game that is fun of like, oh, is this AI? Whenever I've got like some new like background.
Yeah, when we do the we got a little lo-fi up.
Yeah,
which I was just thinking about today, by the way, the idea that those lo-fi stations are forever. This is for the rest of the time that we're alive.
Yep.
Are not entitled to have art drawn by a person with the style of a person, with the heart of what makes art. And that is really sad.
It's really sad.
That's really sad.
Yeah.
I'm really disappointed with what AI has done to even the internet. It's flooding pages with garbage. It's flooding.
Advertising is getting just ridiculous.
It's ridiculous. It's just, And so I'm a little disappointed.
Hey, yeah,
I'm very disappointed, actually.
Let's say that if you want to hear the whole spiel,
we really go into it. Yeah, if you're very interested in what we're saying now, and this hasn't done it for you completely, we really go into it too.
Yes.
That can be said about I agree. Everything.
Yeah,
but
so let's hold that recap there. Let's jump to episode 43 if you're down.
Oh, yeah.
We got Direct Prime.
Oh, yeah.
Which is the first official Nintendo Direct of 2024 finally unveils what their leading first-party development teams have got in store for us in the coming seasons and through the next year.
Spoiler alert. No Tomodachi World.
Yeah, spoiler alert.
It's okay. I'm not disappointed.
Yeah, we did a whole episode about it.
Yeah, that's right. Actually,
next,
you'll see. Yeah, a little spoiler.
Among the plethora of content was the first gameplay reveal and title of the most anticipated Metroid Prime 4 Beyond.
Beautiful.
And a brand new classic-style Zelda game.
Yes.
Starring Zelda herself in The Legend of Zelda Echoes of Wisdom.
Beautiful.
Yeah.
And then with some of those announcements, we had a new Mario and Luigi, which is a Brotherhood. Yeah, Mario and Luigi Brotherhood, which is, to those who don't know, a very exciting title because the game studio... I'd say probably the biggest shocker for me.
I would say so too because that was a part of the rumors. I remember from 41.
And you're like, no way.
And I was thinking, literally, no way.
There's no way.
You were also because you remember that it's Alpha Dream.
Alpha Dream.
Yeah, because I thought it was Quantic Dream. It's Alpha Dream. Well. But yeah, they shut him down after the Bowser's Inside Story re-release on 3DS, which honestly seemed like a good idea. Plus, then they shut him down.
I don't think that seemed like a good idea at all. The Switch was out.
I know.
And they put a bunch of money. It wasn't just a remake.
No, you're right.
They added a whole secondary story, some Bowser Jr. content. And guess what? They looked at it like it was a failure. No, duh. It's on. That's like releasing something right now for the Wii U and being mad.
Yeah.
Right? I'm sorry.
No, I know. They
it's the same age.
Failure, bro.
It's older. The 3DS is older than the Wii U.
Yeah. No, it's
so
ridiculous.
why are
yeah.
Ridiculous.
You're right. Dumb. But
very dumb.
Crazy to me that happened. Yeah. And to be honest, when that happened, I thought for sure Mario and RPG as a concept is dead. Because then, what do we get for the next game after?
Right.
In any vein like that.
Right.
It was Origami King.
Right.
And again, they're showing a tease of RPG elements.
Right.
In fact, it looked like the best battle system since Sticker Star, right? Better than Color Splash.
Oh, yeah.
And still not even close to the Paper Mario experience that I'm always going to relate it to and these Mario and Luigi games.
Yeah, they were also hinting at having original characters, which I don't know if you remember. I do
remember.
Color Splash and Sticker Star. They have no original characters. It's the Mushroom Kingdom and Toads.
Yes.
And that's it. Enemies don't even.
No. You can go on quests and find Toads.
Oh my gosh, my favorite character, Toad. I fucking love Toad.
Silly, bro.
So yeah, that was pretty.
That was a really exciting.
That was the most shocking for me.
Episode.
I gave my opinion on that brand new Zelda.
Yes. Which
should overwhelm me with excitement, which I am happy that top-down Zelda is still alive.
Yeah.
But I'm not a fan of the art style.
No.
But I will say that.
Will it be a day one? Yes.
Will it be a day one?
I have to. It's a
You're gonna get it?
I have to. I absolutely have to. If anything, Joshy, for me, Kendall will play through it. Kendall will love it.
Yeah.
Because it's Zelda.
Have you seen it? The gameplay trailer?
Yeah.
You can place items anywhere.
It's sick.
What the fuck?
Well, I feel like it's kind of taking this concept of okay, now we're breaking away from the Breath of the Wild engine and formula, but we will still evolve with Zelda.
Evolve with Zelda. I agree. Which makes me excited.
So it makes me curious because this is going to be a first taste of that. I just
wish it had some kind of other art style.
I know.
Imagine if they did even if it's Zelda. This is the first time we get to see Zelda. What if it looked like do you remember how great Zelda looked on Link Between Worlds?
I do.
That model,
yes.
it was it's the one that's in fucking Smash Bros.
Yes. Yes,
Yeah. Imagine if there was this beautiful design. Okay,
no,
it really is.
This is what we're getting.
Not the most important
So
part.
I'm going to tell you the way I look at it.
Okay.
This is definitely a test run for Nintendo. They're recycling an engine.
Oh yeah.
And now they're actually doing a brand new top down. So they're also experimenting. What I see is they're experimenting back with top down because Link Between Worlds sold really well.
Yes.
And was really just
and they had to
critically
rebuild
received
it.
amazing.
Yeah.
I loved it, man. It was like the personal favorite.
Yeah.
The best. Oh man, can I even say this? The best 3DS Zelda experience on 3DS because we also got Majora's Mask and
wait, what are you talking about?
Ocarina. Oh, I was about to say it was the best.
Which
3DS, Link Between Worlds.
Oh, I think you said Link's Awakening.
Oh, did I? I did not mean that. No.
You just said you loved
No.
Link's Awakening.
Yeah, my brain's all over the place with it because, like, think of it like this.
Yeah.
Link's Awakening was like an experiment. I almost saw it as, okay, we're experimenting by bringing an actual top down. We'll play it safe. It's a remake, but we'll give it a fresh coat of paint. Okay? So it drops. You and I felt mixed about it, but I could see how people would love that game.
I can.
And there's obviously immense difficulty in there that is should not go unnoticed, for better or for worse. But like some of the best dungeon designs for real.
I love the dungeons. Yeah. I don't like the overworld.
No.
I think it's
I actually hate it. It's
I hate it too.
Favorite
it is my least favorite of all the Zelda games I have played.
I would say maybe except for Zelda 2.
I've not played
oh my gosh.
Adventure of Link?
Yeah.
You haven't played that?
No, that's what I'm saying, bro.
It's the best one.
No,
it's bad.
Joshy. So this is going to experiment.
Yes.
This is a huge experiment. This is taking elements from Breath of the Wild. Right. This is Zelda's main character. Right. This is top-down original adventure on the Switch.
Right.
But they're playing it safe with one aspect. That is the art style, which we're not a fan of. I'm really not a fan.
I'm really not a fan of. I was going to say,
wish they literally did anything else.
I think it's safe to say it's probably my least favorite art style of any Zelda game that's
I
come out.
Absolutely agree.
And I'm including Triforce Heroes.
Yeah.
What was that?
Dude, what is wrong with my phone?
I don't know, man.
Ding ding, time
Do you have anything else to say about Zelda?
Nah.
I kind of want to say something about
Metroid?
Yeah, Metroid.
Yeah, let's hear it.
Metroid and there were a couple others I was excited for. I'm gonna look at. I'm so sorry. Oh, nice. Oh, new Mario Party.
Yes.
Yeah,
man.
new Mario Party.
That is
very
hype.
exciting.
That's big hype.
Love me a new Mario Party. Super Mario Party. So we're back on Super.
We're back on Super.
And it's what's it called again?
Range. It's not called Mario Party, right?
It's called like Super Mario Party Jamboree.
Jamboree.
Yeah.
Yes. Right. Yeah, I'm excited because I definitely saw potential in New Super Mario Party.
Yes.
Specifically in the minigames. The minigames were very original and very fun.
Yes.
That's the best part of the game.
I agree. Another one that I don't think anyone is really even talking about or cares about. I was kind of excited to see Donkey Kong Country Returns.
I agree.
Coming back.
Especially with co-op, bro.
Yes. I love Donkey Kong Country Returns. I think that is...
We should play through that.
We should.
I've never played all the way through any of the...
Did you play Tropical Freeze? That's also co-op.
I did a little bit, but I never beat any Donkey Kong game except for 64. And Diddy Kong Racing.
There you go. I will say those are some of the most creative side-scrolling like Nintendo games. I mean, I couldn't say that now with freaking Mario Wonder out. But seriously, those were the standouts during a time when, think about it, Tropical Freeze was on the Wii U. Think about the way Tropical Freeze looks compared to New Super Mario Bros. U. It's just it's like night and day. It's like night and day. There's no floating platforms. If there are platforms, there's trees that hang and then they kind of come towards the front. Just an adorable art style that I love. So I love Donkey Kong Country Returns. I thought it was such a great return to Donkey Kong Country.
I agree.
That's hilarious. I said that out loud. My chair is squeaking like crazy. You hear that?
We gotta get that.
We got a W40.
WDD.
WDDD. So before we talk about Metroid, Donkey Kong Country Returns was another one I was pretty excited to see because I don't want Donkey Kong to be a dead series. I think this actually bodes well because I really hope that they'll make a sequel to like Donkey Kong Country, and have K. Rool back. And I think that would be so cool because
I love K. Rool.
They can ride the hype of Super Smash Brothers.
They definitely can.
They
he got
could,
a lot more
everyone knows him now.
Publicity. Yes, exactly.
He went from being an obscure SNES villain to being a household name, kind of.
Excuse me, knows he's in 64 even.
No one knows where he's from.
Yeah.
I had who was talking to me? It was like someone who...
Was it Azzy?
No, it was one of my homies.
Okay.
Maybe Anthony?
Yeah, Azzy.
Oh, maybe it was Robbie. I don't know. I can't remember.
Someone knew.
Yeah, someone didn't know. They were like, what is K. Rool even from? I was like, Donkey Kong. He's Donkey Kong's enemy. They didn't even know.
They didn't even know.
That bodes well for me.
Yeah.
By the way, it's 2:41 right now.
It is 2:41.
How are you feeling?
I'm gonna be completely honest.
Good luck.
The fatigue wave is hitting me hard.
I'm kind of riding it.
Yeah, I love it.
I think I had one drink of it.
Would you mind if we actually took a break and smashed up to get my blood flowing?
Yeah, let's get it going.
Let's do it. All right, we're back.
There's burp is back.
Blood's boiling.
Blood is boiling.
Yes.
My rage is seething.
We're here, yeah.
I'm just kidding.
What do you mean? You won like all those games?
I think I did win a lot, actually.
Bring it back.
Metroid Prime 4. Redeemed. What's it called?
Beyond.
Thank you.
The Redeemer of Beyond.
Redeemer of Beyond. I love Metroid Prime and what it represents for a Nintendo IP. I love the world of Metroid, and I love the lore of Metroid. I think this bodes well for just everything that we wanted from this Switch era. And I think it kind of brings a beautiful close because I do believe it's going to be released either alongside or, like you said, some enhanced version is going to be kind of prioritized kind of the same way with the Switch and the Wii U with Breath of the Wild. You know what I mean?
Yes.
And almost it kind of feeling like people are in the future going to be like, that was a Switch 2 game, right? Same way with Breath of the Wild. So it just all bodes well. I am very excited.
Yeah. And
I can't wait to play it on my brand new Switch 2 that I'm going to have in 2025.
I cannot wait. And Joshie, let's wrap our Flashback Series 1 with episode 44.
Yes, let's do it.
What we had last week.
That's right.
Titled Tomodachi
World.
Here is the descriptor. Joshie is notoriously picky when it comes to selecting games in which to become an investment of his time.
That's true.
But even he couldn't have predicted such a silly 3DS game would grab and keep his attention to the degree that it's become an all-time favorite in his arsenal of experiences. That game being Tomodachi Life.
What a wonderful description,
you like
by
that,
the way.
bro?
I love that. I love that a lot.
In fact, his dream of a sequel surpasses even that of a fully remade Ocarina of Time.
I still stand by that.
Which is absolutely wild.
Is that written on there?
Yeah.
Okay, I love that.
Yeah,
that's
the whole episode description.
So, just to touch on some of the main ideas, Tomodachi Life is not just a video game. It really is not. No. It is... Because there also gets to a point where, similar to Animal Crossing, you kind of finish everything you can do in that time. It's not a game you sit down and play consistently. I'm so sorry, not consistently, but you play, consistently for hours on end.
Yes.
Unless you're me, obviously. But the idea goes that you kind of set up this world and you just kind of view it, right? You view it. And obviously interact, of course, but day to day, it follows our time clock.
Yes,
right.
Yeah, like real time.
Real time.
Yes,
and it kind of turns that from a video game to kind of like an experience. You know,
I agree, and
I think that it's probably one of the most unique games I've ever seen and or invested a ridiculous amount of time into. To a degree, by the way, and this is not false at all. I wrote down an entire, I mapped out my entire family lineage in there through this free website that I...
Wait, through a website?
Yeah, and you can make your own family trees, and I wrote everybody's name down, and then I tried to sign up for the page because it said you could save it if you did that, and then I was like, I don't really want to, so I went back and it was all gone. So, Yeah, I've lost it all,
Rip.
but I mean, I could do it again. It took like an hour, but I love Tomodachi Life, and all my kids and all my grandkids and all my kids' relationships and everything they're into so much that I would be willing to go back.
And you would do it all over again with
absolutely.
the release of a sequel.
Oh my God, I would do it all over again, plus more, plus a million. And one thing I forgot to mention last time, I was so ecstatic when Miitopia first got announced as a remake, right? Remaster.
Yes.
On the Switch.
On the Switch.
And I bought it even too, actually, because of my love for Tomodachi Life. And it was kind of a similar vein was the idea, because it's a very me-centric story.
Yeah, but it's not Tomodachi Life.
No. There are relationship meters
elements,
and aspects, elements, but it's an RPG for sure. And it's fun, but my excitement for Miitopia slowly started to dwindle when no word of another Tomodachi Life, or even I would take a port with extended amount of Islanders. I gotta sneeze.
Get it?
Bless I gotta stop saying that I have to sneeze. I gotta stop saying it. I gotta stop saying it out loud.
Bless you 1,000.
I hate the feeling of a sneeze going
1,000 times.
It just hurts so bad.
It does.
Oh my gosh. So
we got this.
Yes. So Tomodachi World would be a dream come true. I would take a port. I would take a port with more villagers you can add.
Yeah.
Islanders.
You're not even asking for much.
I really am not.
Just some love.
I'm just a little bit of love. And that's what Tomodachi Life is all about at its core. And it's also hilarious. It's like one of the funniest games I've ever played. I laugh so hard every time I've...
Your song on there is beautiful.
Josh is gay.
Yes.
And that's not...
it's a masterpiece.
It's not a joke. It's a real masterpiece.
No, it is. Like, could move you to tears. We talked about that in the episode.
We did. Yeah, exactly. So, very important to mention.
I think that's pretty much, if you want to get any more in-depth thoughts from Josh.
And I go into all of it.
He does.
I go into how you start the game, how the game ends up, how you can get to the end.
Yes.
There's a credit roll, and I go through all those, and I break that all down. At the same time, I go into depth on my character and how they interact with Island. So if you are interested,
I highly recommend it. Actually,
it's a very entertaining,
it's a very passion-driven episode.
Oh yeah, I'd say it's one of the most passion-driven because it's clearly something you weren't familiar with at all, if not very little.
Yes,
because you knew about the Smash stage.
Yeah, and barely.
You never go on it. Yeah.
No, I didn't know shit about Tomodachi Life at all.
Well, now you do.
Why you would sing time? Yeah, no, right. Because I remember seeing it in direct. I think I remember.
It was they put it very very distinctly on the front. They were commercials on TV.
Yeah, and I don't think I got it.
Yeah.
But, man, I get it now. Especially coming from Animal Crossing, and it's I know it's not, but you get Animal Crossing. You start to appreciate kind of some of those like real time.
I was gonna say even just like
yourself.
Like those immersive kind of chill vibe life sim.
Yeah, life sim, but like not a life.
It's
sim,
not a life sim.
Right?
It's also like the way that you love the funny things that the villagers say in Animal Crossing, which they'll say some funny shit. Like it's a humorous game. Yes.
It doesn't take itself too seriously.
No. It's the same thing with Tomodachi Life. Yeah. It's very if I could classify as something, it would be a comedy in a video game.
A comedy of sorts.
A comedy of sorts, for sure.
So I think, Joshua, we can just wrap the main topic, the first episode of Flashbacks.
I'm feeling wrapped.
1.
Yes, sir.
And they're going to be named, by the way. This is Flashbacks 1 in Roman numerals. And then it'll be Flashbacks 2, and then 3, and 4. And it'll be very easy to spot, along with Josh's idea of making it a unique album cover.
Oh, yeah.
So you'll very easily be able to tell in the main feed. Guys, if you want any more in-depth, like this is basically exactly what we described, right? This is a look back, a flashback, if you will, on a brief summary of us talking about these topics for well over an hour.
That's right.
Sometimes 2 hours.
That's right.
So you'll definitely get a lot more info there. But I feel pretty good with.
I feel great.
Gone. Yeah,
I feel great.
Beautiful.
And we're also at a brand new, latest we've recorded.
We are.
It is 3:24
a.m. Joshi, let's actually wrap pretty much the cast right there, my guy. I have I made up a really, really silly class trial that I titled Recap Trial.
Ooh.
It's got 5 questions. Would you like to run it?
Yes.
Okay, great. I think we should absolutely do it. Let's do it right now, my man. We'll do our class trial. We'll begin with question number 1.
Yes.
What was Reggie Fils-Aime's opening line at his first E3?
Oh my gosh.
You know it.
I know. Oh, he says...
You know the gist.
Yeah, he says, "Hey, I'm Reggie. I'm about kicking ass and making games."
Oh, yes, we are so close.
Something like that.
Yes, exactly.
Right?
Okay.
I'm about kicking ass and making good games, making fun games.
My name is Reggie.
Yes.
I'm about kicking ass. I'm about blank blank. And we're about blank blank.
I'm about I don't know.
What do you do after you kick ass?
Taking names.
Yeah.
And making games.
Yes,
you're
sir.
Right. Fuck, you're so right.
We got it, baby.
Shit.
Yep.
Okay, I got there.
From the top, my name is Reggie.
Yeah.
I'm about kicking ass.
I'm about taking names. And we're about playing games. Making games.
Exactly.
Woo!
Yes, sir.
Easy.
And honestly, it's legendary. I think that was his first debut, right?
That was when
he
first
showed man.
up. Yeah. What a way to make impression.
What a way to make an impression, bro. He definitely left an impression on us.
You're telling me.
Enough to make an entire trivia just about Reggie Fils-Aime.
Love him.
Speaking of Reggie, I have one more question from Reggie because
is he asking me a question?
The fun thing about some of these recap trials is that you took some of the trivia or we had none. So it's kind of just pulled from whatever I had already in my notes gathered, right? So, another Reggie question. Number 2, what year did Reggie retire from his position at Nintendo?
Ooh, 2018?
2019. We were so close, bro. Yeah, I'll be honest, it seems older than it actually has been.
Yeah, I guess so.
It feels like it's
been 6 years.
I mean, you're right there, right? It's on that cusp. But yeah, it's been 6 years. It seems like it's been a long time, but not that long.
Not really that long.
Yeah.
I guess
It's probably because Bowser hasn't made. No one's made an impression like Reggie.
No one has an impression in Nintendo.
We need a new Reggie. New Reggie. Joshie, number 3.
Yes.
What was the original title of Tomodachi Life when it was released in Japan?
Oh my gosh.
I'll take either the original title before it was Tomodachi Life, or I'll take the Japanese title of Tomodachi Life, because we got Tomodachi Life in the localization. Europe, United States. You know it.
Was it Tomodachi Talk?
No. We're on the right page.
Right.
Yeah, it's Tomodachi something.
I know.
Yeah.
It's Tomodachi game?
No, but we're getting there. We're close. We're so close. Think Sonic. Sonic. If I give you another word, it will just straight give it away. But Sonic had some some multitude of games on some of their discs.
What? What?
Yeah. There's several Sonic games that have this word in it. It's more than one game. I'm laughing at myself with these hints, bro.
I can't believe these are hints. These are hindrances.
It'll all make sense.
These are hindering me. What the fuck? I was like, game. Yeah, no.
Yeah.
Oh, close. Think Sonic the Hedgehog.
Okay, think Super Mario on the SNES, and he's wearing a suit.
What the fuck? Sam.
Think The Mario game that came on Switch, and it had a remake of some games on it.
A Mario game?
Yeah, on the Switch.
That had some...
But it had 3 games on it.
Ooh.
Yeah, it had Galaxy. It had Sunshine. What am I hinting at here?
Tomodachi
What
64?
is all these? No. What do all these things have in common? Like Sonic, and there's a plethora of games on one package.
Oh, Tomodachi Collection?
Yes!
Oh, let's go. Why the fuck did you say Sonic?
Listen, because Sonic Mega Collection, Sonic Gems Collection.
Oh, you're not wrong, but you're not right.
I honestly, I was trying to give you a hint, but holding you on the hint.
Why didn't you say something like...
And then I thought of that, what is it, Super Mario All-Stars?
Oh, 3D
It's a collection.
It's
and then
not
Super Mario
called
3D
collection.
All-Stars. Yeah, I know, it's...
That's okay,
It doesn't
though.
say collection in
That
it,
was a hard one to hint.
That was tough. The original title was Tomodachi Collection.
Right.
And the 3DS game, the sequel that we got is Tomodachi Life. It was called Tomodachi Collection New Life. Yeah. Keep you fresh on your
Keeping
Tomodachi
the New
lore.
Horizons, New
Probably
Leaf.
the only Tomodachi related question you don't know. So let's see if you know the next one.
Let's see.
What is the game Mii's play if you give them a Nintendo 3DS?
Oh, it's Tomodachi Life.
Yes, sir. And the final question, Joshy. How many guests have joined us so far on the Flash Brothers podcast?
I could probably count them.
Yeah?
You mean just have been on the show?
Have been on the show besides you and me in some form.
Okay.
Like not in necessarily like passing, I'll say, in like a random voice, like Gabe, for example. They've actually spoken,
sat down
as a guest,
yes,
for a moment, at least a moment.
At least a moment, or like a segment.
I'd say at least a moment, but yeah.
Are you counting Sophie?
Sophie's under the bonus because she was on for a moment.
Okay, I'll have her a bonus. Okay, let me count.
Yes. So Sophie is a bonus. So how many have been on for at least a segment?
I think it's 4.
That's correct.
Yeah.
Yeah,
And it's
buddy.
It's Caleb,
It is.
More Dory,
Yep.
Adrel,
Yep.
Sweet A, and Big Johnny Bravo.
Big Johnny Bravo. Bro, that's it.
Easy.
Yeah. So
Easy.
First year we've had 4 plus Sophie as actual.
I have a
guests
question
on the
for
show.
you.
Yeah.
How many dogs have been with us during a podcast?
That's crazy. I'm gonna say. I can definitively say 3.
Okay.
I don't, because Huck, Roxy, Lily, for sure. Have there been any more dogs? I don't think so.
Think about it. Is that your final answer?
Yeah.
You're right.
Yes!
You got
We
it.
nailed it,
We
baby.
turned it into a group trivia.
I loved it.
That was
Joshy,
fun.
that's what class trial
Hell
is.
yeah.
Exactly. All right,
Hell
brother.
yeah.
Let's segue immediately into our Proverb Spotlight.
Spotlight.
Which, Joshy has brought to the table this week.
Oh, yeah. And I'm going to see, this is from a game that you know
Okay.
and have played a lot of.
Down. I'll guess.
While also, I want you to try and guess the character.
Of course.
Yes.
Of
Yeah,
course.
yeah, okay.
Yes.
I'm going to do an accent.
Xenoblade
Okay.
shit, huh?
I'm going to do an accent.
Yeah, let's hear it,
I'm not
let's
going
hear
to tell you what it's from. I finally understand. The futures of our children belong to them alone. Though we are their creators, their lives are their lives to control. Even if the passage of fate is as you have decided, I will teach you the strength of their will to resist.
Sounds like, well, I don't know if you're trying to do this. Sounds like Noah.
You think?
Xenoblade 3.
It does sound so much. I just did a Noah impression.
It might be Matthew, but I feel like it's Noah.
Think about the voice I did. Here, you're on the right Xenoblade idea,
because it
but
almost
it's
sounds
not.
like Shulk as
It's
well.
It's not from 3.
So it's Shulk.
It's not Shulk.
Say it again.
I'll read it one more time.
One more time.
Think about it. They said they're the creators. Okay.
Yes.
I finally understand. The futures Well, fuck. The futures of our children. The futures of our children belong to them alone. Though we are their creators, their lives are theirs to control. Even if the passage of fate is as you have decided, I will teach you the strength of their will to resist. Think about it. They said we.
Yeah. I'm almost... Is that a Malthus?
Malthus is not a god. Oh wait, a Malthus?
Yeah.
No. He doesn't feel that way about people's wills.
Maybe it's your voice. I'm just like...
A Malthus would be more like this.
Oh, you're right. You're right. Yeah.
I'm trying to do...
What Xenoblade game is this from?
The first one.
Help me out here. It's from the first one.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. It's not Shulk?
Shulk's not a god. He's saying... So this person...
It's...
Though we are their creators, their lives are theirs to control. Think about that.
Yeah. It's...
You know it. You know it. Who's self-aware. A self-aware god? Unheard of.
Yeah, it's Alvis, right?
Alvis doesn't really take that role up, though, does he?
Yeah, you're kind of right. So...
You're missing a key character in
Xenoblade.
Xenoblade. That's right.
Yes!
It's Maineth.
I know, I'm like, hey, I was thinking
You only got three.
What's the human?
three
Yeah, no worries, bro.
Are you thinking of Egil?
No, the human form of... Like pre-Xenoblade universe.
Oh.
The two scientists.
Yeah, it's Klaus and fuck, what is her name? Galea.
Yeah. Okay. For a second, I thought it was Klaus, but I'm like, wait, he never says that.
Sounds more like an architect
It
thing
sounds
to say.
like an architect thing. Yeah.
But think about it. There's only one Xenoblade game where there are multiple gods.
And it's Xenoblade 1.
That is right.
That's right.
So you're right. Maineth is the
Maineth.
correct answer.
Wow.
I just love that.
Great.
Yeah, I love that quote because it's a self-aware god, and it's this idea of kind of viewing humans, right, not as a byproduct of them. I mean, obviously, still seeing it like
a slave.
Yes,
right,
or a slave to their ideas.
Yes,
and it's like a self-aware being that's able to say their fate is their own. Yeah, not even of our. Like we have nothing to do with that.
Yeah.
So I thought that was an awesome quote.
Yeah, and it's a complete duality from Klaus as well.
Yes,
from Zanza.
Yeah.
You know.
Well, you think about it, it's kind of interesting. Galea and Klaus were the only two people in that world for the longest time.
Yeah.
It was just them together until they decided to
Duking
create
it
life.
out.
Yeah. Well, they weren't fighting at first.
You're right.
I also find it interesting because I think that part of Klaus wasn't always so terrible, but I think he lost himself a lot by the end of it.
Of course.
I think so.
Know? I think
it was the selfish part of Klaus.
I agree.
Yeah.
You know, because if you have like the selfish serve me mindset, it's never ending.
Right.
Right. And so it consumed him to the point of,
that's what I'm saying. I think that's the end of
can't fill.
Exactly.
Whereas Maineth, she saw the humanity
life
for what it life for what it is.
Yes.
And respected it. Yeah. Man, that's beautiful. Thank you, Josh.
Beautiful,
that was perfect.
Right?
Yeah.
Well, something.
Joshy.
Yes.
It's finally time.
What?
That is a wrap, my friends and Joshy, for episode 45 of the Flash Brothers podcast. Flashbacks 1, baby. Until episode 50.
Hell yeah.
We're back, baby.
We'll be back.
Keep evolving.
And we'll try to make it to 4. We'll try to make it to 4.
338. That is the new all-time high, my guy. So let's plug one more last time here, Joshy. because we honestly didn't plug earlier during Multitap. So let's say, guys, if you want to get involved, and we want everyone to be involved.
That's right.
Check out our Spotify Q&A. Easiest way to just get your input read on the show and be a part of the show, be a part of our crew. It's going to be the Q&A within every single Spotify episode.
Every single one.
Right at the bottom. Free accounts, by the way, can just participate and listen to podcasts without ads or anything like that.
Oh, yeah.
Patreon.com/FlashBros Podcast is where you're going to find all of our premium series content.
Find it.
DLC, which should be dropped by the time you hear this. And you can also just send us an email, flashbrospodcast@gmail.com.
Plain and simple.
Joshi, plain and simple. Thanks for cooking with me today.
Thanks for remembering with me.
Oh, man.
Thanks for flashing back.
Yeah, man.
I had some good flashbacks.
Me too.
I kind of could picture where we were at.
Taking us back, yeah?
Oh, yeah.
And then some.
And then a little some.
So with that being said, Joshi, that is last call, my friends.
Last call, baby.
We'll see y'all next week. Be safe, spread love, and enjoy your weekend.
Spread love, embrace the future, but remember the past.
Remember the past.
Remember the past. Their choices are theirs alone.